boss flyer thingy in the blueprint is in logic to get the item in the blueprint ceiling. And here we go.
Yeah, already a little bit of custom sprite demonstration here. We've got Lenifus using the Mega Man sprite, and it looks like Bressingham is using the Hyper Metroid color scheme for Samus.
Sure does look like Hyper Metroid to me, and that's one of my favorites, even though I haven't beaten that particular ROM hack yet.
So let's see where our runners decide to go. Looks like everybody except Bressingham, which we'll see if, yep, everybody's going to A Link to the Past. And for whatever reason, Samus did not change to Link on Thornetto's screen when she got across.
I think Samus would be better suited to navigate Link's world, to be honest. Power suit, guns, missiles, she's gonna rock Ganon.
Yeah. But no, the version 11 of the... Ooh, we got an early map check. Red Pendant Eastern, Green Pendant Desert, and Crystal Tower of Hera. Red Crystal at that.
Well, that's a good start.
Yeah, 2 pendants in the light world means that there is only one in the dark world, which means we're definitely going to need Canis Samaria at one point or another.
Mm-hmm. And most likely a medallion or two. And a tier 3 bomb pull is actually, our tree pull is bombs, so that's really nice.
Indeed. I blinked and I missed what was in the sanctuary. But looks like our uncle's chest has missiles, and the uncle himself has super missiles.
Lots and lots of ammo.
Yeah, it has been a pretty ammo-heavy start so far, but with that bomb tree pull, it is going to make the early Kakariko play considerably less troublesome. Leonard's actually going to show us our tier 1 tree pull, which is another set of bombs. And a heart piece in the sank.
So, almost vanilla. Oh, and he was going to do a bush crab, but he killed it by accident.
Yeah, throwing stuff is weird.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it happens. And on Lumberjack, we got a heart container, so we probably won't be seeing that today.
We definitely won't be seeing that today. Not from these runners.
Unless we're really desperate for hearts later, which I doubt we will be.
First Lost Woods check here from our left side runners here. Looks like we got another tree pull containing arrows.
There's a pizza growing in the mushroom spot.
Looks like the bush...
Yeah, go ahead.
Bush crab's having small magic today, but that is a lamp in the thieves' hideout. That's a really good item to get early, not just for convenience, but also for logic.
Very helpful to help see you navigate around the dark world, dark rooms. Excuse me, not dark world. It also is the first piece in an Naga puzzle.
Unfortunately. Yeah, with Lamp, that logically opens up an extra check in Eastern Palace. It opens up, it's one of the 2 pieces of the puzzle for Death Mountain. It also is the puzzle piece for Dark Cross.
And we get our first look at Blind's hut.
Yeah, first dense item of the game.
Whatever. More missiles, our first pack of power bombs, which is always helpful for when we get to Super Metroid. Bombs and more missiles, so it's just an ammo hut right now. That's all we found really is lamp and some ammo, really. And more ammo in the back of Blind's hut. It's like, geez.
Yeah. The bottom right chest in Blind's hut are bombs of convenience. They certainly are going to be for Thornetto, since he did not seem to pick up any bombs from tree pulls or enemies, so that'll be a very convenient 3 bombs for him. Because that'll allow him to not have to worry about buying any, so that'll allow him to skip any additional rupee farming for the early Kakariko checks.
And now we get to see the bottom of the well, which has a hook shot. There we go. There's some items that we need to see.
Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, hookshot's one of the big ones, especially early game, because once we do get Death Mountain access... Ooh, Wave Beam. Once we do get Death Mountain access... Hookshot lets us go to East Death Mountain.
Yes, indeed. And that Wave Beam opens up a check in Brinstar, which is going to be really nice to do.
Yeah, luckily since it is wave beam and not spacer or plasma, our runners won't have to worry about manually turning that on once they switch over to Super Metroid. A property of the randomizer is that if you pick up the spacer or plasma beam in Link to the Past, you will have to turn them on manually once upon return to Super Metroid. The reason being, those two beams can't exist on the same space. If they do, the game has a hissy fit.
A big one. It doesn't like it when that happens.
Getting our first bottle vendor check, and it's a ripoff.
It's a refund. It's 20% back.
It's still a ripoff.
Definitely a ripoff for sure. Nowhere near as big as a scam as the fish, but it's still not very helpful.
We're gonna get a look at the chicken hut, which has our first bottle and a
That's
very convenient
convenient.
spot for that.
It's right next door to the sick kid. I mean, you can't get more convenient than that.
No, the only more convenient you could get is if Sick Kid had the flute.
That would be swell.
Alright, so it looks like Leno's gonna take, and Thornetto for that matter, is gonna, since rupees have been a bit of a premium in Kakariko, they're gonna take a quick detour to the southwestern shack and grab some extra bombs via the corner pots here.
Free bombs. All it costs is one bomb. You get 4 for the price of 1. Sick kid gave us his heart today. What a nice guy. And it was a Sank heart, too.
Ooh, that was pretty good for Bressingham, considering he was walking into Kakariko with only 1 heart.
Oh, and there's one of our orbs in the back of the tavern.
Yeah, by itself right now, it's not going to do us a lot of favors, but out of logic, it is going to give us some extra checks if we elect to fake Flipper to the Zora area, because now we can route in, we can set up a water walk with it for the Waterfall Fairy checks. Just more missiles on the library.
We won't be coming back for that.
Alright, so we're kind of getting somewhere. We're certainly getting a lot of items that once we get the one thing that links them all together, we'll finally really start to see things spread out.
And now I suspect we're going to see Bressingham go down to the dam and mini Moldworm Cave. With the hook shot, the bombs are only need to get in. The rest of it you can kill with a hook shot, which is a nice weapon to have early on for certain enemies.
Yeah, it's also not bad for just navigating the overworld, too. If you're really heads up about grappleable locations, you will be able to use the hookshot to save a considerable amount of time in transit. Case in point with Lenifus using the bushes here. Now, Leno actually elected to not pick up the energy tank on the race game. We should probably, because this is hard logic, we should note that energy tanks may... Oh, there's another energy tank anyway. Not only Mini Moldorm Cave, but also the dam. And more missiles.
Man, there's just so much ammunition right now. Like, holy cow.
I hope this doesn't mean Charge Beam is in GT, because with version 11, that can totally happen now.
I mean, even if they have Charge Beam, if they don't have the full combo, they're not going to use it. They'd rather use Supers. It's faster.
But yeah, going back on energy tanks for a second here. Because this is hard logic, hell runs, i.e. going into heated rooms without various suit, may end up being required this seed. There are 3 locations in particular in Super Metroid that may expect this. Crocomire needs 2 energy tanks. The Ice Beam location needs 3 energy tanks, and to get to Bubble Mountain, you need 5, by logic. So it is important to keep an eye on where those energy tanks end up, to see what hell runs we may end up having to do, depending on where Various Suit just so happens to be chilling.
Correct. And the hard logic does not apply to the Grand Hell Run, as we call it, from To Go Kill Ridley. That is not something that will ever be required of our runners, because that's obnoxiously difficult.
Not required, but certainly a spectacle to witness. Ooh.
We got a red cane on the desert ledge.
It's not going to take us much to be able to get that. Technically, at minimum, we only need a book.
Minimum, book, maximum, flute, mitts, mirror. Which I would rather see the book.
Yeah, Various Suit, Gravity Suit mirror wouldn't hurt either.
True. Gina's just holding some explosives, so a nice refund for getting into his cave.
And just a single rupee in Ice Rod Cave. It looks
That's
like Leno...
disappointing.
Yeah. Leno is not saving and quitting, so I assume that this is going to lead into a fake flipper play to the Zora area.
You're probably correct.
Again, with the Pearl in tow, we can also route in the Waterfall Ferry.
And Bressingham is going to take us a nice little trip down to the cell, the dungeon, and see what's down there.
Yeah, with the lamp in tow, we can pretty much full clear the whole place.
Logically, we may need a glove, though, because the key may be back there.
Very true. The Sank had a heart piece, so the map and small key are both still MIA.
If we do get a small key here from the front half, we will be able to progress. There's the glove. Okay,
Well,
never mind.
Now it doesn't really matter how. Now it doesn't matter
at
how
all.
Bressingham routes this.
Forget what I was just saying. Now we can go to the back no matter what.
And meanwhile, on Lenofis' screen, we see that the man under the bridge only has for us a big 20. So 1 out of 4 potential flippers checks. 5 checks, 4 pickups, I should say. Not so helpful for the moment.
And in this next room, I think we're going to see what the stun prize is for the game today.
And it should also be noted, with the lamp and glove, we now have logical Death Mountain access, and with Hookshot, East Death Mountain also becomes a valid play.
And our stun prize is a full magic decanter, which is actually pretty helpful for later on down the line. Especially when you get to places like Ganon's Tower and you're looking for magic, you can just stun an enemy and kill it and get, free refill.
Pretty much. Tornado actually following in Bressingham's footsteps, picking up that glove and continuing down to the Zelda cell. Lenofis, meanwhile, only finding a heart piece and more missiles in the Waterfall Ferry and 10 sticks on the Zor Ledge, and without 500 rupees, that is going to be the end of this dive.
And not only with that mitts and glove, the glove and lamp, we can also get to Upper Norfair, where our morph ball could lie, or the Various suit could be in space jump, or not space jump, high jump location.
Could be. And that is the map, so that guarantees that pretty much that there is only a key and 3 items left in our pickup pool. And it looks like Bressingham's...
He's going to go straight for it.
Yeah, this is actually a good idea, because if the key doesn't happen to show up in these 3 chests, it's going to have to be in the Dark Cross. Although, I think, given the key logic, I think the key's got to show up in here somewhere. But then again, stranger things have happened.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's our first sword in the back of this game. That's nice.
Remember when I said stranger things have happened?
And that means the key is in Dark Cross.
So yeah, that's good for Bressingham, because he doesn't even have to worry about that now. He can just nope right on out, and I would wager probably go to Death Mountain.
Saving and quitting to the Sanctuary? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, sword is a good find, especially because that is a valid weapon to get to the back of Skull Woods. It's a valid weapon against Moldorm. It gives you plenty of options to play with.
It's also the second key into getting into Aghanim.
Unfortunately, that too.
All we need now is another sword and a cape. Or another sword or a cape, excuse me.
Yeah, and with East Death Mountain having a pretty big treasure trove of items, not to mention the old man check, this could go either way, because we have a glove and a pearl, but we have a sword and a lamp, so we've got 2 pieces of both puzzles right now.
I'd rather have another glove or a hammer than another sword and a cape, for sure.
And our old man just tips us off with some more explosives, for some reason.
Yeah, man, sometimes.
I mean, we've gotten a lot of explosives, but nothing's really exploded the seed wide open yet.
And here comes the high jump check from Bressingham. He's also going to check the Crocus Cape. I like this play. I like it a lot because logic is pointing in this direction, although it doesn't have anything important.
Yeah, we haven't really gotten any, besides Wave Beam, we haven't really gotten any unique Super Metroid items that might even partially give us something to work with here. Like even Screw Attack or Speed Booster opens up extra checks, but we have seen neither of those, so we're, as far as I'm concerned, stuck in A Link to the Past for a bit. Oh, there's our other sword.
There's a sword. Is there a mirror? Mirror right here, right here.
Aww.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would have been classic.
Yeah, Leno set up a Death Warp to go straight to... I think it was a Death Warp. Yeah, it was definitely Death Warp. To get out of the Sank.
And now we have Bressingham heading over to East Death Mountain, where there are 8 more checks, plus a 9th one we can see but cannot obtain yet. We're going to see Paradox Cave first, which has 7 items, 2 in the bottom, 5 up top, and then we're going to go see Spiral Cave and the Floating Island. And if we find the hammer, Tower of Hera.
If we find the Titan's Mitts, maybe a medallion check for Turtle Rock while we're at it. Uh-oh. That is not what they want. That is not what Bressingham wanted to see. That is the Magic Cape, which now puts Aga 1 in logic.
Oh, no! But we still also have Eastern Palace and Sahasrara to check, too, so we're not necessarily pigeonholed there yet.
Oh, we get the Magic Powder in Upper Paradox Cave, as well as a first shield and another bottle, which Magic Powder is nice for safety, but without Hammer or Mirror, we're not Mirror plus Dark World access, that's not going to do us a lot of favors just yet.
No, it's nice to have later on down the line when you're in the top of Gannis Tower. You can powder some fairies to keep yourself alive, but for now it's just a convenience item that's going to be used sparingly.
Yeah, and with the lamp, we now have logical access to the Eastern Palace Big Key Chest, another bomb cap upgrade on the floating island, it looks like.
Yeah, we're not going to be getting that.
After this, I would imagine that Sahasrara's Closet is where Bressingham's going to go, because that is the more dense location. Not to mention, again, the majority of Eastern, that besides the boss, we could pretty much just knock out the whole thing.
And if we find the 3 items up front, we don't have to come back because it is a pendant.
Very true. Which actually, I'm surprised that after the lamp, our runners didn't dip that earlier, all things considering.
We got a blue mail on the Spiral Cave, which is really nice to have.
Yeah, that's definitely, especially early Link to the Past, the more safety items, the better. We are still running 5 hearts, but for now, there's not a whole lot that can threaten us, especially in Bressingham's case. He's going to Eastern, first dungeon of the game. You're not meant to have 5 hearts blue mail for one thing. Oh, I stand corrected.
He's going to Aga.
He's pushing this real early here.
He's seeing the writing on the wall, and he's like, you know what, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, I can understand the thought process behind this one. And Sahasrara's Closet isn't doing us any favors either, just another pair of missiles in a heart container. So this may end up, if Eastern Palace has nothing, since we have seen pretty much every other check besides Zora, this could be our logical Dark World access.
I like this call. This is gutsy. This is making a play off of what you see you have, and you're hoping that it's the right gamble. And Tornado's doing the same thing.
Ooh, very interesting. Yeah, Bressingham and Tornado have been kind of playing a little bit of Simon Says here, if you will.
I'd say it's more of follow the leader.
Fair enough.
It's a shame they don't have something to kill those ball and chain guards with to make life a little bit easier.
Yeah, that is one thing. Fighter Sword is a weapon, but it's not exactly a strong weapon. But they have Hookshot for stun, for the sake of stunning, so at least they have that as a backup. At least for the non-ball and chain guards. Yeah, that blue mail is going to definitely do Bressingham a few extra favors. I don't think not sure if Tornado picked it up. Might
He
have.
still looks like he's wearing Various suit in Link of the Past, so no, it is not.
Well, actually,
if he had picked up Blue Mail, he'd be looking like he's wearing the Gravity suit.
okay, yeah, and Red Mail is like Phazon suit, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with all the sprite optimizations, which again, version 11 integrates custom sprites by default, so you have plenty of options for our runners to choose from. So it's nice to see actually considerable amount of sprite diversity we're getting today.
It's definitely nice to see. I look forward to them having even more because it's just an exciting thing to have choices. Having choices is great.
I also completely blinked and missed what Nito's been finding in Eastern Palace. Doesn't look like it's been anything too crazy. Although, I say that, and I could be wrong, but it looks like he's got a second sword. In fact, he's definitely got a second sword. So we've
there
got
was
at
a
least
second
a sword.
so that's still pointing towards Aga.
Unfortunately. The only saving grace here might be the book, but even then, that doesn't do us any favors because we can't get to either of the tablets. We can get to Desert, but Canis Samario's not going to help us skip Aga.
So that's our third sword we've seen already. That's kind of nice.
It is, yeah. Early knowledge of Tempered Sword, especially considering that third sword isn't going to be particularly difficult to get to, is a pretty big plus.
And you'll definitely have the opportunity to get it as soon as you get to Hera or find Mirror. I mean, because you're going to be there, right there next to it. You're not going to just skip it. You're going to pick it up.
Of course. Looks like we've seen the map and compass, though, so there is an item on the Armos Knights. Now here's the next $1 million question. How many blue balls are we going to see on Bressingham's screen?
I'm going to go with the magic number 3.
I'm going to be a little more generous considering how early this pushes, and I'm going to say 2. I say reward the gamble.
I do really like this play from Bressingham. It's a good, nice gamble early on just to get it over with. It's a good play.
No, we've already seen 2, or I should say 1 blue ball. Being for the most part fairly cooperative for this cycle.
That's 3, and then this is going to be lightning, and then there's going to be the 4th hit, and then 2 more chances, 3 more chances. Excuse me.
I think actually this is, if we've only seen 1 blue ball, that was hit number 5. Oh, never mind. So
that
I
would
guess
have been hit number 5.
So then we've seen 2 blue balls. That's number 3.
Isn't it 4 and then a hit? So hey, I was right. Look at that.
Yep, 3 blue balls.
Told you it was the magic number.
I think it was, yeah, it was orange, blue, blue, orange, orange, oh, wait. I gotta remember this better. Where's our last pendant? Ice Palace.
That's fantastic, because Ice Palace sucks.
Not so much nowadays. With Canis Samaria, at least they could do Icebreaker. Ice Palace has suddenly fallen into much greater favor, considering how easy it is to route.
I need to learn that trick. It's a pretty helpful trick. And Leno's following the other 2 into Agus Tower. Excuse me, I almost called it Ganon Tower.
But yeah, let's see how this plays out here. It was just a vanilla hard piece on the pyramid ledge, so nothing special there. So looks like Bressingham's next stop is Catfish.
And we have 1 check in in Pod we can do. Well, if we have the money. Plus, we can also get over to the west side of Dark World with the hookshot.
Very true. Although, gotta tell you, the seed has been very, shall we say, hard to deliver when it comes to cash.
It was very stingy, yes.
The highest we've got is Nidorific, who's only got 79 rupees. And Thornetto, having a bad day with Aga, being a lot less cooperative on that side. But gets him down nonetheless, and it's off to the Dark World for Thornetto. And Leno is also following suit to go up Aga Tower. Fairly safe bet at this point that this is, in fact, our Dark World access. The only other thing that could have been our saving grace would have been King Zora.
And we'd have to farm the money for that, and that's just not fun.
No, it's not.
However, we do have red crystals at Swamp and Tower of Hera, so if you use Swamp as your second red crystal, that opens up the red bomb real quick, and you just walk north. And if you have the mirror, you can just mirror yourself across and take a nice shortcut. But that's all. Obviously, if you do have... Okay, that's redundant, because if you're doing Swamp House, you have the mirror.
Exactly, and the other nice thing is that means the mirror's got to show up relatively soon, or at least if it's not, super deep in Super Metroid, if you'll pardon the pun. But it also means that that cane is going to be relatively, once we get Mitz and or some other way to the Mire area, it'll be relatively easy to pick up that cane of Samaria. Which, for Swamp, is going to do us a few favors, because it means we can also do Diver Down. Oh, that is an Ice Rod.
That's actually really helpful. It's
Yeah.
good to know that we don't have to be on an Ice Rod hunt later on in the game.
Yeah, that's one of the big ones, because of all the checks in the game besides GT, there is literally only one location that Ice Rod cannot be on, and that is the boss of Turtle Rock.
Or Trinex if you're doing Randomizer.
Right.
But in this case, Turtle Rock does have Trinex.
Yes, chat. 25 minutes in, we've only gotten a few progression items. They have Lamp as well. And aggro was required, and yeah, there's been nothing in terms of cash, just a couple big 20s here and there, and a green.
We had a metric ton of ammunition for Super Metroid.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what Bressingham's ammo is going to be when he gets back to Super Metroid. Thornetto, meanwhile, taking it tough with hearts, down to half a heart, trying to get to Catfish.
Not having blue mail, everything in Dark World does 2 damage, so that's not good.
Oh, chat brings up a good point. We never did see Vanilla Morph Ball.
Yeah, we'll see that in a little bit. I assume once the Dark World checks run out.
Or if we could find an incentive to go there.
Right, we don't have any progression items at all to go into Super Metroid right now.
Literally,
nothing. We don't have anything.
Literally, the only minorly useful item we have is Wave Beam. That's it. We have a decent amount of power bombs, so once our runners do go for the Brinstar checks, they'll at least have they'll be fairly safe on ammo. We have seen our first item in Skullwoods too.
They're going to be loaded on ammo, but they don't have Morph Ball right now, so that's kind of important.
Yeah, meanwhile, Thornetto deciding to go to the Village of Outcasts first here, and picks up more missiles.
I would love to see the Morph Ball in the front of Gauntlet.
Oh, that could be there too, because of continuous wall jumps, and we need Screw Attack or Speed Booster first, right?
Yeah, I think Speed Booster would put that in logic. If not Speed Booster, then Speed Booster and Screw Attack.
Still looking out for that second item in Skull Woods while we've got Thornetto dipping Thieves Town. I missed what was in the first chest, but it didn't look like it was anything particularly important. But that
I'm sure our trackers can tell us. It was the big keep, so yeah.
Okay.
Our trackers are Melee Wizard and Hugo J Maya, sorry. They're keeping us honest today. I apologize, Hugo. I always want to say Hugo Mania. I don't know why.
All right, so far not much going on here in Thieves Town yet. I haven't seen anything of particular note for the first 2 checks. Third check here is that small key, which we do not want to see right now, considering Hammer is still a big question mark. Ooh. But we do get more ball bombs.
There's our mirror in Skullwoods.
Wow, so 2 equally good pickups from our first 2 Dark World dungeon dives here. Bombs are not only a nice substitute for power bombs when you just want to move the Morph Ball a little bit, and it is also a can-fly item. But the mirror, on the other hand, that That certainly is the one that our runners definitely want to see, because not only is Mjolnir needed to open the Swamp Palace front door, it's also going to give us our access to Tower of Hera, and by extension that third sword, and red crystal. Makes the overworld checks a little bit easier, too.
And not those morph ball bombs do make the can fly. That in and of itself would put the front of gauntlet in logic. But you would need morph ball, so obviously my prediction wouldn't be there. But
Could be.
that's a good find, though. Having the mirror definitely is a useful thing to have early on.
Yeah, Bressingham's decision to be real thorough with his overworld checks has really just done him a lot of favors, because now he has he's got Ice Rod, he's got Mirror, he's got the only thing he didn't pick up is that second sword from Eastern Palace. That's about it, but that's not going to bother him too much, I don't think.
And he may get that later on. There's our single arrow of destiny in the brewery.
Meanwhile, Thornetto finding the Ether Medallion in the attic of Thieves Town. And Nidorific is has finally realized what's happened and is going to Aga. Although Nino's having a little easier time thanks to the Ooh, Thornetto took a KO there in Thieves Town.
Yeah, Master Sword Blue Mail definitely helped the Agra climb a lot. That's pretty much what you're supposed to have when you climb there, sans the Blue Mail, obviously.
Just about, yeah.
Which is really funny, because they give you the Blue Mail so late in the game.
Yeah, first mail upgrade in Vanilla Link to Past Ice Palace, so yeah, it's a late spot to get it.
And then you get Red Mail 2 dungeons later, and again, it's Tower. Like, come on, man. Really? I could have used that 3 dungeons ago. Because if anybody's ever fought Vitreous, that guy hits like a train.
Especially on Green Mail.
I always used to do Mire before Ice Palace, just because having the red cane makes Ice Palace so much easier.
It does. Alright, so Thornetto unfortunately has to do a little bit of backtracking here to get back over to Blind Cell. It shouldn't be too much longer. I think there is still 1 item left in Thieves Town. It's 1 or 2.
Well, we saw the big key and the small key up front, so that's 2 there. And then we see, I didn't see what you said the attic was.
Ether, yeah.
Ether, so there's 1 more, yeah.
So yeah, we've got bombs, we got ether.
It could be right here, or it could be locked in the big chest, or it could be on blind.
There might be something in the big chest. I don't remember if any of the chests in the first 4 by chance had the map. We'll know for sure once we see Blind's item.
I do not recall.
Or if we see a pause menu here.
5-heart green mail blind is not exactly a great fight to be doing.
No, but Thornetto does have the cape to back him up. Which he's pulling out, so, and we have not seen the map, so I do believe that means there is a 50-50 chance for this to be the 4th item.
The best thing about blind is it's a scripted fight. If you hit it at the exact frame, he becomes vulnerable. Every time the fight is extremely easy, and it's extremely easy to stay on script. You just need 3 hits per phase with any weapon that can hit him. Blue cane, red cane, swords, hammers. Very cleanly done from Tornado's side.
And a heart piece, so the map is in the big chest. We do
That
not
is
have to come back
fantastic.
here. Ooh, Nidorific missing the rock toss by just a smidge.
So far, it's been 34 minutes of Link to the Past. You almost forget that this is an SMZ3.
Yeah. Well, you would think that, but considering all the missiles we've seen...
Yeah, we can't use them, but we got them.
But now we could have our progression could be on Tower of Hera at this point.
I'm hoping that we see some cool stuff. I'd like to see. We can also do K45. We can do Stumpy. We can do Hype Cave.
Yeah, why don't we get some hype out of that for a change? I think we had a tourney race match. I think there was a tourney race match a few weeks, several weeks ago, where Hype Cave actually did live up to its name. I think it had like 4 or 5 unique items.
Most of the time, it still deserves an in. The cave, formerly known as Hype, though.
Fair enough.
And Tornado's just got barely enough money to do the dig game.
Yeah, I might have liked to farm up some extra rupees here just to make the pod decision a little bit more tangible.
I mean, going into pod with just one check, if it's ball locked, is not that much fun. Besides, we don't have a full potion to be able to get in there and do anything unless you can mimic clip.
That is true. We don't really have good access to the fairies for that guaranteed green potion refill, and just an energy tank for the dig game. I do hope Tornado decides to pick that up because Hell Runs could still be on the table here. And
I think he will. He's just trying to get more money, trying to get his money back.
He's gotten almost enough of it back at this point.
That's a pretty stingy dig game too. Like it didn't give a lot of cash.
more so magic than anything else.
Which we can get plenty of with the stun prize, so we don't need it.
Yeah, so far, everybody except Thornetto has gone, by the way, to Bumper Ledge to pick up that ice rod now, so that is one thing Thornetto's going to have to check back soon. Probably will do so on the way to Skull Woods. I think he's just looking for a fire rod, most likely, to incentivize the trip back. That works too.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Actually, you know something? That is mirror plus flippers plus hookshot. So that is a
Swamp
full
Palace.
clear. Yeah, you want a full clear Crystal Swamp Palace?
And that gives us Swamp Palace and Tower of Hera, so we can get our red crystals and get Pyramid Fairy early.
Oh, we could have Morph Ball on Pyramid Fairy right now. Can you believe this?
That's awesome. Sorta.
Well, especially if you're chat.
Bressingham's going back for that E-Tank outside of the racing game.
Yeah, and Quake Medallion in first chest of Hype Cave, followed by even more ammunition, a little bit of love, and a lot of love. That is hilarious because that was
not a good... Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just hilarious because that was missiles and then big missiles, and followed by hard piece and then big hard piece.
What a pattern. And we want to welcome the Speed Gaming Deutsch community. Welcome to the SMZ3 Weekly Hard Logic Race. So far, you see what you get. Our trackers are accurate, and we don't have much of anything.
Yeah, we've been kind of stuck in A Link to the Past for the last better part of 38 minutes.
And we are correct, actually. Chat is pointing out that we do not have the hammer to full clear Swamp Palace. And there's 300 rupees at K45.
Well, finally, we're getting some cash here.
Chat, a Morph Ball cannot be in Ganon's Tower, as that is considered Super Metroid progression.
Yeah, the reason Charge Beam can now be in Ganon's Tower is that in version 11, Charge Beam is no longer considered a mandatory Super Metroid progression item, because I guess the logic expects our runners might just remember to just use the ammo limits that they know about to defeat Mother Brain without Charge Beam and whatnot, and Ridley. So the logic will take that into account now, and it could place Charge Beam in GT.
Yes.
Neaterific has picked up the mirror.
He's taken the Master Hand way out rather than using the mirror. That's kind of funny.
I mean, if it's already there, it saves the menu.
In the pause menu, you know.
And Hookshot is the faster movement item.
For sure. Until we find our Go Faster boots. Even with that 300 rupees in K45, we still don't have enough money to see what Zora has.
No, we pretty much just can go through the pod front door, and that's still just about it.
I don't remember what was on the island, but he's picking it up.
Supers.
Oh, well, you can't complain about that. The supers are nice.
He might have forgotten about what it was, but we have seen. I would not be surprised if we actually. Oh, well, actually, Thornetto's going back to Super Metroid right now. After saving and quitting, following his South Dark World checks, and Zora let's check.
Russingham's going to go to Tower of Hera. He's gonna get his second sword and go clear that out, kill Moldorm. And there's Morph Ball. Oh my God, Morph Ball's on the gravity ledge or the graveyard ledge.
Locked by the mirror in Skull Woods. What a spot for Morph Ball.
And I'm going to welcome the Speed Gaming Francois, I can't say it, man. I can't. The French Speed Gaming channel. Welcome, man. I'm sorry, I butchered that so bad. I'm just, I'm kind of an idiot.
So yeah, folks, this seed is now just starting to come to life here. We have now just finally found some Super Metroid progression here, with Neaterific finding the Morph Ball in Graveyard Ledge. Now, something that Bressingham actually probably does not want to see right now is Speed Booster or Screw Attack, because that could open up Super Metroid checks without Morph Ball.
Yep, and Tornado is probably not going to find anything down here of value now that we know where Morph Ball is.
Ooh, high jump boots in the Hera map chest, and we have a basement, a fire-locked basement.
And Blue Bryn had nothing.
Nope.
And we got Bressingham going for a Herapod here.
Yeah, this is actually not a bad play, considering we already have an item in Tower of Hera, so there's still 2 checks we can make in Tower of Hera without going down for Big Key and checking Big Chest, so it's a 50-50 shot right now that this, actually even less, because we know that the basement's the Big Key, and he decided never mind anyway.
Lenofis is actually going into the front of Swamp, and he's going to check, see what the first chest is. Well, okay, the second chest, excuse me.
Ooh, this is a very interesting play, because if that first chest ends up being the hammer, that's going to be a huge plus for Leno, because not only is that a little more convenient Dark World access, but that is also Pyramid Fairy access.
This is a good gamble. I like to see it pay off. And if it's not hammer, at least have it be something useful.
Let's see.
Like a Varia suit or something like that.
Nope.
I mean, it's kind of useful. It gets you a little bit closer to Zora.
Yeah, and Leno is standing at 482, which is very, very close. Another big 20, or maybe a convenient, well, we know the tree pulls don't have rupees, but convenient drop somewhere will give Leno the stuff he needs. Not going to find it in Hype Cave, though. He's just going to get a Quake Medallion for his trouble here. It's also very likely, especially given what we have seen, that AGA 1 was indefinitely required for Dark World access. Especially since Mirror led to Morph Ball, which now basically cracks Super Metroid wide open.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it was definitely a required AGA seed, which I've been seeing a lot more lately since version 11 came out. And there's the map, so we have one more chance of the item being not in the big chest to see if that Herapod would have been useful. But here is a bomb jump to get this item here, and it is indeed on Moldorm, so he could have done the Herapod and gotten away with it today.
Yeah, Herapod friendly seed for sure. Only downside is I think our runners might hesitate, might wait a little bit to do Swamp just to see if they can find an easy way to get to that Cane of Samaria, so that way they can dive her down. Because it does make left side Swamp in particular a lot more convenient.
Yes, indeed it does.
Oh, that might have been a poke on Moldorm, so we might see an enrage here.
Trolldorm's being trolly.
Never mind.
Very well done.
Alright, so Tornado has seen the, Tornado has realized what the story is with the Ice Rod and is going back to get that, so that'll bring Tornado back onto mostly even footing, but does need to go to Skull Woods to pick up that mirror.
Tower of Harrow was decidedly empty, except for that red crystal.
Just about, and we're still missing Hammer for Swamp, so yeah, still quite many more questions than answers so far when it comes to figuring out how we're going to be able to get Link to the Past dungeons moving along here. But then again, with Super Metroid cracked pretty wide open, it's kind of weird because we have, as far as Super Metroid is concerned, can fly and that's it.
Yeah, and that's great to a certain extent.
So yeah, we'll have to see how this one plays out. I think Tornado may have hesitated a bit because he realized his Light World save and quit menu popped up even though he took a death in the Dark World. If you take a death in the Dark World without Mirror, you will still be given the conventional save and quit points because otherwise that'd be a pretty nasty lockup to your game file.
Yeah, if you could not get back to the light world with the mirror like that, that would be could be impossible. And in this case, it would be.
Yeah, Lenofus, in the meantime, is going to Pod. This is going to be a pretty interesting play because I don't recall him picking up a potion, so we will see if this dungeon is bow locked off the gate. I'm going to laugh if the bow is actually in that chest, though.
That would be hilarious.
Nope, just another tennis racket. Well, in Ocarina of Time, it's a tennis racket. That's about it, though. But it does mean that Pod is logically bow locked today.
Yes, which, I mean, half the time it is anyway.
I'm really surprised Leno is not. I assume he's been to. I want to say it was Paradox Cave that had the powder.
Yes. Maybe? Yeah, it was the first chest in the upper left-hand corner of
yeah, I think
Paradox.
he's got powder. I'm surprised he's not using it to get a health refill, although he might actually be intentionally trying to set up a death warp anyway.
Why? He's got the mirror.
Good health refill, I guess. Maybe. Which just brings the question, why not powder the anti-fairies? Thornetto, meanwhile, is going to Skull Woods, is going to get that Morph Ball pretty soon. That was pretty deep in Skull Woods, too. That was in the big chest, correct?
No, the mirror was in the chest right behind the room he's in now.
Okay. So he's about to pick it up.
Yeah, he'll pick it up as soon as he gets through this room. I mean, not to mention, this room does kind of suck, so...
Yeah, especially with the Gibdos. He does have that Ether Medallion, which could do him a few favors there.
If he had magic.
Oh, he's out of magic, okay. Just a bunch of keys in the bow lock section of Pod.
The Gibdos are not nice creatures at all.
Yeah, and with only Fighter Sword, this is still not particularly easy. Bressingham, meanwhile, does have the rupees for Zora, so we're going to see if... I'm going to laugh if this is Titan's Mitts and we didn't have to do Aga.
Oh, yeah, and Tornado took a death to the Gibdos. They do 2 hearts of damage versus Green Mail, and they're pretty bullies, so... If Zora has the mitts, I am gonna cry.
Yeah, if it is progression at the very least, it's still gonna be pretty funny. And for 500 rupees, the fish that scams all gives us the biggest instant reset.
5 missiles is not worth 500 rupees.
And Bressingham hard reset there, so that's going to take him back to... he tried to save Scum the Rupees. And look at how much ammunition we have.
Yeah, we have enough to kill Ridley already. And he doesn't have Morph Ball, so he's not going to be able to do anything here.
Yeah, he's going to check the 2 lower Brinstar checks that are in Sphere 0, and that's it, unfortunately. Leno checking the
or he's going to go
Dark.
straight back to Link to the Past.
He might have just been doing that to go straight to A Link to the Past. Unfortunately, just another pair of keys and the compass in the dark basement of Pod. So we're still looking to finally see Pod. Well, Pod's going to live up to its, I guess the term Mullet Mansion name finally comes into play. And there you go. There's the party. Literally. And it even has the P in its name, the Plasma Beam.
That's a nice find.
Yeah, Plasma's a good one, definitely. Because it's one of the most, especially when stacked up with charge, it's the biggest damage increase you can come up with.
Meanwhile, for sure.
Meanwhile, Nidorific going to check that first chest in Swamp and is going to get immediately locked out.
I would love for the hammer to be vanilla right here.
Yeah, to answer a question in chat, a hard reset in any game, either of the 2 games, will always take you back to Super Metroid. The game saves immediately after every cross-game transition as well. So if someone were to, like, say, take the Meridia portal right now, their game would be saved. But if they hard reset, they would start at the ship. So it only saves items, not position, if you cross-game portal. Save.
And now, with Nito going into Super Metroid, we're going to be able to see some serious things in logic here. With the only player who has Morph Ball, he's going to use it.
He's going to take advantage of that can fly mechanic from Morph Ball bombs to try and go right away to Crateria Power Bombs. Oh,
and if he doesn't see anything he likes here, he's going to just reset probably.
Yeah, reset, save ammunition. And there's where the Master Sword was hiding out. It was in the Eastern Palace Compass chest, I believe. I think that's the Compass chest.
Yes. Oh, there's 300 rupees in Crateria Power Bombs. And Nino was like, do I want that? Yes, I do. Because we've been so rupee starved this game, it's like, yeah, I'm going to go for that.
Meanwhile, Bressingham's going to Pod 2.
He's going to be disappointed by what he finds there.
Save for Plasma Beam, pretty much. Assuming he has a potion in one of his bottles.
I don't remember seeing him get one, but I could be wrong.
I don't remember seeing one either.
And we got Nito going for the gauntlet now. Without suits, this is dangerous. We do have 4 energy tanks, which helps, but that acid hurts a lot.
Yeah, we also have, thanks to... Oh, actually, Nidorific did not dip Tower of Hera, so does not have those high jump boots yet. Which, high jump boots are a pretty big, piece of the puzzle for suitless Meridia.
I don't want it.
Oh, chat might.
So far, so good, Nito. He got a heart container in the front of Gauntlet.
Yeah, hearts are nice since we're still on the first row, I guess is the best way to put it right now, which isn't brilliant for Dark World dungeons, especially since we have to do Mire and Turtle Rock. Nidorific gets the magic pixel, and the back's got junk.
Jeez. Next, we'll see Terminator.
Oh, looks like Bressingham is, didn't have a potion, I guess, but is doing the Mimic Clip method to, try and get through this room.
Terminator was just 10 sticks.
Sheesh.
So far, this is some pretty boring Super Metroid stuff.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's only like the first quarter-ish, not even of the Super Metroid checks we can see. So there's still potential here for this, for the Bryn loop to finally give us
And
some
there
results.
goes the red mimic right off screen.
Brings a
Gotta
whole
love
new
it.
brings a whole new meaning to the term. If you can't see it, it's not there.
And now we're going to see early supers from Nidorific. He's going to get a mock ball across his bridge, which is in logic for hard mode. Oh, the fire rod!
Worth. Well, that puts that Skullwoods crystal into logic now.
Yes, it does. That's also a very handy weapon to have, especially considering our swords are still a little bit on the weak side.
Oh, you know what that means? Skullwoods is a forced double dip.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had to go there to get the mirror to get your morph ball. Then go back with Fire Rod and Brinstar.
Out of all the dungeons of Double Dip, that's probably one of the least worrisome.
Fair enough. I lost track of how many items we've seen in Pod, but I'm pretty sure the majority of them, I'm pretty sure we've only seen like 3 or 4 of them. Oh, and also
Trolldorm Strikes.
Yep.
We got some more supers up in the Edakuns area. That's fantastic. Like, we already have enough.
Yeah, Nito's down a couple. That's actually Nito's 30th super missile, so that'll put him even with Bressingham for a bit. And down goes Moldorm for Thornetto, and that's the second crystal on his end.
Man, this progression is not as diverse as I was hoping for in hard mode.
Yeah, definitely a lot more linear than I'm used to for hard mode for sure. Because usually with hard mode, I expect that because of the more advanced tricks you're expected to do, that stuff might end up linking a little bit more together, but not the case today.
And Nito making sure he has topped off on power bombs so he can do a full Bryn loop rather than having to stop. Morph Ball was on the graveyard ledge. I want to say the gravity ledge. It's the graveyard
Well,
ledge.
to be fair, the first 4 letters are grav.
Yeah, the grav ledge. And here we are in Big Pink Bryn Star. We're going to see the the Mission Impossible. There's some more supers.
Well, it is
Holy
supers.
cow. Yeah, here's the Mission Impossible room, and then we're going to see probably Wavegate Glitch, or not even Wavegate Glitch, just a Wavegate room.
I was about to say, no need for that. Wavebeam was pretty darn free today.
And our first Nope tank of the season.
That's actually still pretty big, though, because reserve tanks actually got reclassified as a non-junk item, I believe, as well. So now, because of the hard logic, that is our 5th energy tank, which does effectively energy tank, which does now mean we have logical Hell Run energy capabilities for Bubble Mountain.
And it looks like we're going to get a look at Spore Spawn supers before we see the Wavegate room. So I guess the reason why it's called Mission Impossible is because like in Mission Impossible, you drop down from the ceiling. If you're fast enough, you can get back up from the ceiling. And Spore Spawn Supers is the speed booster.
Nidorific can now press and hold the B button to yeet.
Yeah. It's the yeet booster. And it looks like Lenifis has the Temper Sword, and he made short work of Moldorm.
Yeah, Leno, I think Leno went to Eastern as well, so he's got all 3 of the known swords we have. So that's pretty big from an offensive standpoint.
Nito, you have the wave beam.
I think he just realized.
He still got the glitch anyway. He's like, wait a minute, what am I doing?
I'm gonna laugh if this was another beam upgrade, but no, it's a tier 2
that
shield.
would have been pretty funny.
Would have been Fire Shield would have been really good for blind, especially, but at this point, not really worth.
And the only thing Mirror Shield now would be useful for is Laser Bridge, and if we have the cape, so it's already in logic.
Yeah, shields are useless today.
Shields are useless almost every day.
Fair.
And now from Nidorific, we're going to get a look at the waterway, which is in logic with just the speed booster.
Yeah, it turns out there's enough room on the upper ledge where there is enough. There's enough room for a Shine Spark. Try to put it into words, MD. Come on.
He's going for a short charge anyway, just to be swag. Pack of Power Bombs is actually a nice find. Now we have the magic number 15.
Yeah, that's pretty much the safety number, not just for Brinstar, but it is also the minimum for Iceless Torian. Which, yeah, Ice Beam is still a bit of an unknown at this point. Leno, meanwhile, is about to get that Morph Ball.
We got the nice rod, now we just need the nice beam. And Nidorific's going into Green Hill Zone for the first time. We're going to see what's in the pipe here. Just 5 arrow capacity upgrades, so he's going to go back up and do the rest of Blue Bryn, which will include Vanilla Morph Ball Pedestal, Alpha Missiles, probably Old Mother Brain, or Retro Mother Brain, and then Billy Mays.
Yeah, with Speed Booster in tow, we're also getting a good look at, I think the folks like to call it Climb Supers now.
Yeah, I don't know. I still call them Shaft Supers, but, you know, I know what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's one you definitely don't want a last location later down the road, because that could easily bite you in the backside.
It's not a very easy location to get to, either. Ooh, there's Bomba, so we have all the medallions.
Yep, we're good. So actually, Brinstar having effectively both of our advanced fire sources. So, yep, definitely need to come here for if not Fire Rod for Skull Woods, then if there's something in Ice Palace, Bombos is a good backup strat too.
There's the rest more money behind the I don't know, the back of Blue Bryn here.
Yeah, that would have been nice to have maybe 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, definitely. It's all unobtainable until we get that Morph Ball.
Yeah, Bressingham has now also finally picked up the Morph Ball, though it's going to be a bit of a late return to Super Metroid for Bressingham, so he's probably going to feel behind given the circumstances, because he had that mirror a lot earlier.
Shield and another reserve tank in Billy Mays.
Bressingham might actually be going straight for high jump boots here. Let's see how this plays out. Chat's hoping for a bow on Pyramid Fairy. It could happen, but
it could very well happen.
We're still looking for the hammer, though. That's the one thing we can't get a complete swamp without. So once we find the hammer, then yeah, anything that hasn't that we haven't seen could be on Pyramid Fairy.
There's the Bloomerang in the high jump location. I love the Morph Ball sprite for Mega Man. It's so funny looking.
Yeah, because it's a Metar. Yeah, it's pretty.
I had no idea what the name was, but it just looks funny.
Something like it's. I think it's Metar. Yeah.
That's actually something I haven't tried to do an IBJ on yet. I've done like many other sprites, but not that one.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the big challenges that you face. Oh, we're seeing a Hell Run from Bressingham to Ice Beam, perfectly in logic with only 3 energy tanks.
Hey, convenient refill.
Yeah.
And now he's got enough to Hell Run to Bubble Mountain.
Ooh, Nito just a couple pixels short for the Shine Spark, and he's decided he's just going to Super Missile the Super Missile these
I have no idea
things.
what the heck they're called. I call them jellies, but I know that's not their name. It's probably some weird name, because, you know, that's half of the Super Metroid names are really strange. Then again, so are some of the Link to the Past names, too, like Hokubokus and things like that.
Yeah.
Alright. That was a waste.
Yep, just missiles and Shaft Super. So both of our speed booster checks so far not paying out. I would say it's kind of tough to say where to go next because we can check Red Tower, we can check Kraid, we can check Rex Ship. There's a lot we can do right now.
Yeah, and that's the best thing about hard mode is it opens up so many different directions. We're gonna go to see Kraid from Bressingham.
Oh yeah, I think he's trying to see if he can skip Brinstar for now, just because of the only thing Brinstar had so far, I think, of any significant note, well, it had Fire Rod, so you have to go there anyway.
And possibly Bombos.
True.
We don't know what our medallion requirements are yet. And Speed Booster.
Yeah, Speed Booster so far is the only words I can say for Speed Booster so far: good but not required. And
we're gonna have to fight the rare Bomb Torizo today.
Toss a super missile.
I actually watched a race yesterday. I think the bombs were vanilla.
That's funny. That is one of the funniest things you can have for a randomizer, is something in its vanilla location.
I don't know if funny is quite the word I would use to describe it.
It's certainly irritating for sure. I had vanilla
definitely
seekers.
irritating.
I had vanilla seekers in a practice rando seed I was doing for Echo's randomizer the other day.
Yeah, like vanilla light suit. That's always fun, right?
Oh god. But yeah, Kraid going down for Bressingham. We did get the DLC though.
It's unfortunate, but it happens. It's very easy to not get the quick kill.
Yeah, and Bressingham was actually going for a second try. Realized, I think, that Kraid's hand wasn't cooperating, so he just held fire for the first scream, I guess. And tried a second time. Didn't quite work out. Turned on that plasma beam, though, so that's making his trek through the early game nice and peachy.
I do have a lot of respect for the sprite designers in this game, though. Making things like the Mega Man sprite actually work, because Samus in Super Metroid has a ridiculous amount of sprites you have to make for it to work. You're talking hundreds of different poses and things that you have to make for it to work properly. And we got Nito doing a moat fly, so he's going to head over to Rex Ship for some new checks here.
This makes a lot of sense, especially since you have Speed Booster. You can pretty much full clear this.
And low energy, Fantoon's not that fun, but for these runners, it's not a problem.
Yeah, certainly with, I think Nito's actually got 2 reserves and a ton of missiles, so yeah, I don't think Nito is too concerned at this point. Getting a Spazer check now from Bressingham. It's going to go through the whole Red Tower neck of the woods, and it's another mail upgrade.
Sweet.
Yeah, especially considering that we are still on only first line of hearts. This is a
we
good
only
call.
have like 7 or 8 now.
Yeah, I think we've seen a couple extra in Super Metroid since, so I think our overall heart container counts like 9 or close to 10, but even still, red mail is always better than blue mail, pretty much. Especially if it's just in the way like that, in the case of Spazer.
Yeah, especially for later on down the line. Ganon Hugs hurt, Vitreous hurts, Trinex hurts, Hoku Bokus, Chain Chomps, they all do a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah, I think a Ganon Hug goes from 8 hearts on green mail to 4 hearts on red mail. So yeah, it's a big.
It's a 50% damage reduction for sure.
Yeah, it's a big relief for sure.
It's not so much the Ganon Hugs that worry me, it's those Fire Bats. Those Fire Bats are hard to avoid, and they hurt. And I think Bressingham is going to give us our first look at Alpha Beta Power Bombs.
Oh
no!
That is a very unfortunate rip. I do not remember the last time he saved.
He didn't.
Yeah, I think this last save was after he picked up Morph Ball and transition, pretty much.
Oh man, he's down some energy tanks and everything. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's lost his speed booster as well. Pretty much everything from Brinstar is lost. So Fire Rod, speed booster.
And that's why Super Metroid sucks. Because if you die, you lose everything. Like Link to the Past death, you lose time, but you don't lose anything else. Super Metroid, you lose everything.
Yeah, dying in pretty much any Metroid game before Other M pretty much sucks. Actually, Prime 3 also has checkpoints too.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way. I forget what it was I was fighting, but I was like, why do I keep dying here? Because I forgot that I could go into hyper mode, and that made the fight so much easier. Having a hyper beam on command is kind of nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't do that in this ROM.
You can in crowd control.
Ooh, that is something I would like to see. Does SMZ3 have a crowd control feature?
I don't know, to be honest.
I know the framework is there for Key Sanity. Ooh, nice Super Missile KO there for Nidorific for Fantoon.
And down goes the Ghost of Argus.
So yeah, Nidorific, that's Nidorific's first boss of the Seed, or first Super Metroid boss of the Seed, I should say.
I hope we can add Key Sanity to the weekly challenges. So, doing a weekly with Key Sanity would be outstanding.
Yeah, like every third match.
Or, like once a month. I mean, you'd much prefer to do it on a Sunday because it's going to take a heck of a longer than a normal race will.
True. Yeah, with our SMZ3 tourney now starting to wind up a little here, I think we're now in the round of 16.
Actually, I think we're getting ready to the quarterfinals.
Wow.
I think the last match before quarterfinals is today. Well, it's supposed to be yesterday, but there was an incident in one of the races, and both runners had to forfeit, or both runners decided to forfeit and rematch.
Oh my. Alright, the wreck ship play, meanwhile, not really turning up a lot for Nidorific. It's going to go towards...
Not yet.
Yeah, still a few
Be
checks
patient.
There.
He's going to save and go do the spiking room of death, because without a suit, chances are you're going to die.
Yeah, surprisingly, Speed Booster is the only thing you need to put to throw this into logic.
Yeah, I didn't know that until recently either. I didn't realize that Speed Booster helps you get through there, to be honest.
Yeah, because it kind of does something weird to your jump. Leno, meanwhile, going to wrapped up the Brinstar checks by the looks of the Fire Rod and Speed Booster. So let's see where he goes from here. He's going to take an energy refill for one thing. He might be electing to Shine Spark over the moat.
It's just 10 missiles, 10 and 10 missiles, 10 arrows. Same thing. They're missiles. They're primitive missiles.
They're wooden missiles.
They're primitive missiles in the back of what was that, the wreck ship E-tank?
Yeah, wreck ship E-tank, I think.
So now we're gonna go to the wreck ship attic, and we're gonna see what's up here, and then we're gonna do the outside, and we'll be almost done with this place. The problem with the wreck ship is that it's so far out of the way from everything else. It's not connected in any way to anything meaningful. I mean, you can get to Radio that way via the Forgotten Highway, but it's forgotten for a reason.
Yeah, and wreck ship tends to either be really loaded or really empty. It's not common that you get something that's like right in between.
Yeah, it's similar to Brinstar. Like I've seen it where it's usually just like loaded Brinstar or empty Brinstar. There's never a really good middle ground.
And Bressingham about to go back, go and grab Speed Booster, I should say. Not Speed Booster, sorry, Fire Rod.
Yes, Bressingham, you need that.
Yeah, you had to double dip Skull Woods for it.
And there's a 5-arrow capacity in the attic of wreck ship, so now we're going to go see what's outside, and missiles in the sky, and missiles in the ground, and missiles in the middle, or whatever you want to call them. And
Yeah, we've.
the wreck ship reserve item, we have speed booster, so we can obtain it.
Yeah, we'll see if Nidourific decides to either if he's going to blind check it or if he's going to pre-check it. Could go either way, really.
Yeah, it's depending on if it's an item or not. It's going to be faster to just check it. He's going to check it right here. Especially with Wave Beam, you can just shoot your way through, and it's just an energy tank back there, so he's not going to go get it. Probably not going to go get it.
I doubt it. With over 5 energy tanks in total, I think he knows that's. I would assume he knows that's logically enough for any possible hell runs.
There's a pack of power bombs and missiles in the middle. Answer your question in chat. Yes, they did also alter the sprites for the Super Metroid model as well as the Link to the Past one.
Yeah, before version 11, custom sprites had to be injected into the ROM via third-party injector, but now in version 11 they're built into the ROM by default. Custom sprites have been around for Super Metroid for quite some time, actually. One of our normal weekly, our regulars on the weekly Aussie 101 used to love a mouse cursor.
Which is incredibly difficult to use. It takes a lot of practice because there's no reference to which direction you're facing or anything. I personally like the Justin Bailey one, but that's just me. I also really like the Federation Trooper one. I think that one's really well done.
I haven't seen that one.
If you go look at the Migs Solsky race right now, you'll see it because Migs uses it.
Okay.
The screw attack looks really cool on that one. And now we're gonna see. Yeah, there is one where the Samus is just rotated 180 degrees. That's entertaining.
Oh, I would like to see that.
There's a spring ball in the back of the basement of Wreck Ship, or whatever this is called. Wreck Ship, or Wreck Ship reserve item, or location, whatever. I don't know.
Ooh, you know what? That's pretty big, because we now have high jump and spring ball. Again, those are 2 big keys for Suitless Meridia. The only one we're really looking for to really start thinking about that is Grapple Beam.
And Ice Beam would be helpful too.
Fair enough.
Well, there's X-Ray, so that's not really all that helpful.
Yeah, one of the 3 pieces of the microwave puzzle, 2 of which we now have seen. Although, Nidourific has still not picked up Plasma Beam, because that was in Pod, and he never went there. Which makes sense. I mean, it's a bow-lock dungeon. Technically, the only logical item was that bottle.
Yeah, and the rest of it's not that important right now. Plasma's nice to have, but it's not critical. It sure isn't slowing Nido down any.
No, it's not. In fact, we should probably say, yeah, definitely be sure to give our runners, our 4 runners a follow today, because they are putting on a fantastic show for you. And yeah, it's still a pretty, this is not an easy race to call, folks. We have no idea who's going to have the advantage at this point.
Also, as of now, we also have 7 other people racing behind the scenes off stream, so it's for a total of 11 entrants in today's weekly.
Yeah, so a nice fair crowd for this afternoon's hard mode seed too. So major props to the runners for being able to pull this off.
And Tornado's down with the Decora. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Must have. I think he fell down and he needs the extra energy refill to get out.
And this is where the point in the game where they'd actually teach you how to Shine Spark.
Pretty much.
And he's trying to get up as high as he can without, so he doesn't lose all his health. Pretty smart choice there.
Yeah, this is a pretty high energy Shine Spark.
So, with Wreck Ship being barren, like, where are we gonna go now?
We can get to Croc, if I'm not mistaken.
Via the Frog Speedway, I think. Yeah, Bubble Mountain works too. We can also go to finish up Skull Woods and get the second item there.
We already saw the other item because there was a pair of missiles in there.
Oh,
A pack
well
of missiles,
then.
I should say.
Yeah, as
Yes.
I always say, always bet on Croc. You know me. That's
Yeah,
my
we
gamble.
might have to see that again today because last week it sure as heck played out.
I always say bet on Croc. Was I here last week? I don't remember.
I think you were, and you actually said it wasn't a good seed to bet on Croc, and lo and behold, I
And
think
it
Croc
was.
had. I think Croc had the mirror. It had something important.
One of the times that I say don't do it is the time that it's actually something. Go figure.
I mean, commentators curse. What can we say?
I'm pretty bad at that too. I have that happen too often to count. And Nito's
terrific.
doing an X-rays check. That's a big risky play.
And he gets it.
Well done.
Is it worth it? Not really.
Not really.
I mean, the extra supers do help, but
not that much.
Yeah, we're still. I'm trying to think, because regular missiles do 50 damage normally, right?
I think it's 100.
Is it 100?
Because
Okay.
it's 300 per super.
Okay, so
100 per regular.
So Nito at this point does have the minimum ammo needed to finish the game, for sure. Because he has enough backup missiles for Mother Brain in case supers run dry. So ammunition shouldn't be much more of an issue at this point. Now, granted, this all becomes a moot point if we get Charge Beam, but even still.
Yeah, because Charge Wave Plasma is 750 damage per shot. And you add ice in there, it's a full 900, so that's really nice to have all of the beams. But just Charge Wave ice or Charge Wave Plasma is enough to be sufficient.
Absolutely.
And now Lenifus is going to do a Shine Spark across the spiky pit of death here to go bowling. Or he's just going to fall into the spike.
I think in doing so, though, he didn't end up flinching when he landed and menued. That was weird.
Maybe that's some tech that I don't know. Probably. I don't know a lot about this game. I can beat it, that's about it. So we need to find something useful here soon. The hammer would be great, but other than that...
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if with High Jump and Spring Ball we need to start thinking about Suitless Meridia.
Unfortunately, hard logic allows that to happen. I don't want it to happen, but it does. It is one of them things.
Because, yeah, I know we can't check... I don't think we can check Main Street missiles without Gravity Suit, because you need a Shine Spark for that.
Yeah, there's no way to get that without Shine Spark.
Yeah, we could... I think we can check... We can check Crab Supers, we can check...
Mama Turtle. I think we can get to... we might be able to get to Mount Everest and go to the beach and watering hole, but I'm not sure on that. I think you might need ice for that.
Yeah, chat's saying you need Ice Beam and High Jump, or only Spring Ball.
Gotcha.
But yeah, this is a bit of a strange scenario we're in, where after seeing Wreck Ship, Red Tower, and Kraid's Lair, we're still not really sure where to go right now. Besides, Nitorific's gonna give us the Kraid DLC too.
Sometimes Kraid's hand just gets in the way, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Looks like Bressingham did a save, did a game transition to save and then go to bomb Terizo. Saw it was nothing, and then just hard reset back to the ship. Interesting little heads up routing there.
It's not a bad play. Bomb Terizo is not that slow, but at the same time, Why not?
Yeah, he still saves you a few seconds from the destruction animation. But yeah, at this point, we're down to... I mean, we still got Croc and Bubble Mountain, so we have the Hell Run locations.
I would do those before I went to Suitless Meridia, for sure.
I think our runners would agree. Thornetto doing a only 2 E-Tank Fantoon, not the kind of fight I would definitely want to be in that circumstance.
I would not be capable of doing this. I take way too much damage from Fantoon.
Yeah, at this point, I would say next port of call, probably the Hell Runs.
Fantoon is the bane of my existence in this game. Like, I got no problem with Ridley or Dragon, but dang it, Fantoon, you kick my butt every time.
Yeah, he's not an easy boss. What would make... what would certainly probably do Thornetto a couple of favors is if he... Oh, I don't think he's been to Pod, actually, so never mind. Is if he had used
He
plasma.
did manage to kill him.
Plasma. Yeah, he's going to get a nice refill here anyways. I don't think it's a health bomb.
I have no idea how to trigger a health bomb.
I think health bomb is like you have to be super low.
It doesn't have the convenience factor of echoes and being smart with your drops.
Nope. If health is less than 40,
less than
okay.
40, that's terrifying.
Yikes.
Now we're going to see Fantoon from Bressingham's side. I don't know where else to go at this point.
Yeah, I think at this point we're going to kind of... Actually, we really haven't... The seed really hasn't kicked into high speed so far today. Besides the Morph Ball, after that, we found Speed Booster and the Advanced Fire Sources. That's about it.
Which doesn't really unlock anything.
Yeah, as far as, like, new places to go, no. It just gives us a crystal. That's about it.
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to need to do hell runs here soon. It's the only option we really have left.
Yeah, it really is pick your poison, as Chad points out. It's either Suitless Meridia or go do hell runs. I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen these earlier.
Yeah, I know. It's very strange because, I mean, they're doing every one-off check they can think of to not do those. We did see the Ice Beam run, which was, that's the easiest of the hell runs, I think. That and Croc. Bubble Mountain's the big one. That's the one I like to see.
Yeah, Nito probably wishing he had those high jump boots earlier. And he's going to try and Harapot here, which is fine because we know that the other item is on Moldorm.
And if you get it the first try, it's faster. Just like that. That was well executed.
Absolutely. And now Nidorific should not be dying in A Link to the Past for the foreseeable future, considering he's now packing 12 hearts red mail.
And 12 hearts, red mail, tempered sword. He's pretty set for the rest of the game.
Yeah, literally the only favor he could ask for right now is silvers.
Which we have plenty of time to find, because we have absolutely no idea where either bow or silvers are.
Yeah, we should note that the Link to the Past logic for version 11 is still, for the most part, using the version 30 logic, where some capacity upgrades are still, or version 29 for that matter, where some capacity upgrades are still lying about. It should be noted that the logic branch for SMZ3 is its own separate branch, so it's not necessarily following the history of the Link to the Past randomizer or Super Metroid randomizer logics as on their own. It's sort of its own branch. But the main point is, right now, bows are not progressive in SMZ3, so there is only one bow. There are only one set of silver arrows.
So now I suggest Nito go back to Norfair and do a hell run.
That might be exactly what he's doing.
With Speed Booster, I think you can get to Double Mountain the fast way using the Frog Speedway. And he's going to save it here, which is really good. I mean, it's good because if he dies, he's going to come back to here rather than go back to the ship. But this is going to be a nice play. I'd like to see this happen. I hope there's something good here.
It's also not a bad idea. It's also not a bad idea just in case Croc ends up being Baron or Ice Beam, in which case I'm not sure if Nito's going to reset that one.
I don't know. I don't know what's down here. Just a bomb up in Crumble Tower. Lennoff is taking a lot of damage doing this X-ray check.
Yeah, not having Grapple Beam or Space Jump makes this really tough check to play with. I think he realized he's in a bit of a pickle here right now. Yeah, I think he's bailing on this now, although...
I think he's gonna die.
Yeah, he can only take one more spike, that's about... and he just took it.
Ooh, boy, that was close!
Ooh, heads up using the X-ray scope there to see exactly where those platforms are. Meanwhile, Bressingham...
That's not easy.
Meanwhile, that's not the only person who was at 6 health at one point. Bressingham had to pop his reserves just now to get back through the wreck ship attic, and Lennoff gets out.
That is a heads-up play by Leno, but dang. That was close, man. That was close.
Yeah, he just has to maybe not run into those things on the way out.
Yeah, don't get hit by a river. That's bad. That's bad juju.
Oh, meanwhile, Nitorific has made it to Bubble Mountain.
Oh, look at that. We were focused on Leno dying, or not almost dying, that we totally missed the hell road.
We got a little distracted there.
Well, those low health plays are always fun to watch, because you're always, on the brink of death.
Oh, yeah.
Those warning bells kind of get your attention.
Especially when the Link to the Past low heart beeping is set to maximum speed.
It could be worse. Ocarina of Time has some pretty atrocious sounds for low hearts.
Oh yeah, especially when it's the Flare Dancer. Then the game's just laughing at you.
Yeah, that or the crying baby Goron.
Oh god.
I just want to stab myself in the ear.
Well, let's not do that, because I gotta tell you that the Titan's mitts were just found in the Bubble Mountain Reserve.
That's huge.
That is the big one, because that opens up Dark Death Mountain. That opens up
Ice Palace.
It opens up Ice Palace with Mirror. Well, actually, we can't really get to Lower Norfair, so I take that back. I was gonna say it gives us a way to that Canis Samari, but no, we still don't technically have a way to get that yet.
Nope, we can't get to the flute, or we need the flute, or both suits to get there, and I think Screw. Suit
or book.
Base jump too, maybe. Yeah, the book would be the greatest one to get because that's the easiest way. But
yeah, Titan's Mit's still definitely going to help out big time. You know what? Yeah, as you said, it opens up ice.
Yeah, and ice is a pendant, which is exciting.
Ice is a pendant, and we don't have Easy Cane yet, so Icebreaker, not exactly something runners are going to be able to pull off just yet. Nitorific does, however, get to the energy farm here and is going to try and stock up a little bit before proceeding.
It's not a bad decision. This next room is easy to do, but it does hurt the whole time, so...
Well, yeah, it literally hurts because you're taking heat damage.
That's what I meant. But with Speed Booster, it makes it a little bit quicker.
Alright, let's see what's in the lava trap here.
$20. And missiles. Wow, that's a total waste of time up here.
I would have
Now
giggled
those
if that were
Titan
Pegasus.
mitts are huge, very nice to have, but the rest of this so far is pretty disappointing.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting if Titan's Mitts ends up leading to Variasuit, because if that ends up being the case, then the Hell Runs are gonna be that Hell Run is in fact required.
I mean, at this point, I can't think of anything else that it would require because what else is there to check that we haven't been able to check already, or we haven't checked already?
Well, those couple checks in Suitless Meridia, that's about it.
Yeah, I'd much rather do the hell runs than suitless
And Croc.
for sure.
And
Yeah,
Croc.
Croc. We'll probably see Croc here soon from Nito.
And Leno got the we missed this because we blinked. Leno got the quick kill on Kraid. So we at least had one quick kill tonight. So the ballroom wasn't completely full.
It is hard to pay attention to Forerunners sometimes. Oh, there's a grapple beam. That's not good news.
Remember when we said it wasn't going to take much for Suitless Meridia?
That's not good. However, that does give you the ability to kill a Dragon really quickly.
Yeah, Speed Booster does you a couple of favors, but Grapple or Microwave, two best options. Ooh!
Nito! That was close. He's going to Crystal Flash right here. I don't blame him.
Yeah, good call.
Oh, man, that was close.
Yeah.
He's going to head down to Crocomire now.
Yeah, there's a reason the Logic expects you to have 5 energy tanks for this.
It hurts. It hurts a lot.
Alright.
Funny enough, Crocodile's room is not superheated, which doesn't make any sense to me because it's literally sitting in a lava bath.
Acid ain't lava, I guess.
Oh, come on now. You can't tell me that Crocodile's room isn't hot.
Honestly,
at
I've
him.
got no clue.
He looks hot.
Alright, Bressingham picking up those Titans mitts, so Bressingham now kind of following Nidorific's footsteps here, going through the Bubble Mountain checks. Health isn't exactly brilliant getting out, but it'll do for now, I guess.
The Crocomire behind him is just $50.
Yeah, at this point, considering we've seen like 2 or 3 jackpot packs, I think we're safe on rupees the rest of the seed.
Yeah, unlike the beginning, we have plenty.
Meanwhile, Tornado deciding to is finally going on to the Kraid fight and gets the quick kill. Nicely done.
50 for that. I'll never forget the first time I killed Croc, and I was like, "Oh no, he's coming back!" Only to
No,
find
he
out
ain't.
that it's not actually him. So now we're gonna find an undead Crocodile too. Come on, man! This is like Zelda. There's another pack of power bombs for Nito in the item behind Croc. Now he's gonna go down to the cosine room.
And what is here? A fetch quest.
Oh yay!
That's something you also don't want to. Well, I mean, that's not a hard fetch quest, but even still, it's a fetch quest.
The fetch quest is made a lot easier if you have the flute, but it's not that terrible to do.
Now, we have flippers, so we can get to Witch's Hut easily.
With Mit's Mirror and Powder, Magic Bat is now also in Logic.
Very true. And we can also do the whole Smith chain, purple chest. No Pegasus boots, though, so I don't think we're going to see the Phantom chest glitch today.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Nito, just drop a power bomb. Stop trying to do your quick charge.
I mean, to be fair, it is faster if you get it. Key word, if you get it.
There you go.
Yeah, he's gonna get a bit of a run up here and then spark up. Still junk. This seed is definitely not cooperating with our runner's routing decisions today.
It's not. This seed is not very nice at all.
I mean, Neaterific in everybody except Tornado actually is well, actually the one just got over, but almost everyone's packing at least 100 missiles now.
It's an obnoxious amount of missiles, to be honest. And Croc has nothing. That mushroom is the only thing Crocomire has. If that leads to something, then Croc is not dead. But for now, right now, Crocomire was not something to bet on today.
Not yet, at least.
Now, if that more mushroom is something huge, then I will feel a lot better about myself.
I'm gonna laugh even harder if it's Variasuit.
That would be classic. Yeah, and now Bressingham's going to East Arc Mountain, which is a good decision. Well, he was until the Dead Rocks decided to say no.
Yeah, I think he was debating reloading the area for a split second. Unfortunately, that's still a couple of pixels too early. He's trying to avoid having to eat his green vegetables and dealing with those cabbages, though.
Ooh. How to avoid it? By a single one of them.
Yeah, it did a pretty good job, because, yeah, those do not, I don't think you have any special resistance to rock damage in this game.
Nope.
You are not a,
Steel-type Pokemon?
Oh, shoot. I was about to say, what Pokemons are resilient to rock?
I don't know, but I know that electricity's, or rock's resilient to electricity, but the rest of it, I don't remember. Water? Maybe?
Yeah, I gotta try to check that later.
I don't know. I'll have to look. It's been so long since I played Pokemon. I have no idea. Still fighting grass. Bug maybe? No, bug's definitely not resistant.
Yeah, why don't we just? Why don't we just? Yeah, why don't we just go with the fact that that red mail is not made of steel?
True. It's definitely not. We don't know what it's made of. I mean, the red paint makes it strong? I don't know. Here's Hookshot Cave. So far, 1 rupee. Trash.
5 rupees, maybe? No.
Right? That's not bad. 3 bombs. Garbage. Oh! There's the payout. There's the payout.
Locked by Titan's mitts.
That's our access to Lower Norfair. That's our access to Mire. That's our access to the Red Cane and Desert.
And I think that's exactly where Bressingham's going. I would say Red Cane's probably the big one, because that lets you...
The Bow's in Cathedral!
And Tornado is not happy.
He's the first one to go there?
Yeah, I think he was the first one to go there. And,
oh, dude, that's terrible.
He wanted to get it, but he didn't have the health despite having the Crystal Flash ammo.
Wow, so we're missing out on that. That's where the Bow is. That's huge.
So that just... It's starting to look like this Hell Run altogether was completely required. So we've got an Aga 1 Hell Run seed.
Yeah, the only thing we're missing now is a pedestal.
And a Suitless Meridia just to add icing on the cake.
And with the equipment we have right now, pedestal is not quite in logic. We need the hammer, which means there would be next to nothing that would be on that pedestal that would be required, except for maybe a suit.
A suit, Space Jump for Showcase, Showdown. Yeah, Ped's not looking too hot at this point.
He's going straight for Mire. Absolutely, good choice, because this is going to give him the medallion information for Mire. It's going to give him the Red Cane, which could make him full clear Mire, because he's got everything he needs to do it.
Pretty much.
And we need the medallion information. We have all 3 of them.
Yeah, he's not even going to look at it.
And he'd probably do Checkerboard Cave first as well. Yeah, we're at 1,200 rupees now. Where were you earlier when we needed you?
Oh, Tornado took a KO in Norfair Reserve, but right at the nanosecond he saw those Titans mitts.
That's
So
unfortunate.
hopefully Tornado saw those before the screen went black. I would wager he did because he's heading right back in that direction. Although I think that also caused him to lose his bow.
He didn't pick up the bow.
Oh right, he didn't pick it up because his health was
He
too
died.
low. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he's not crystal flashing. With the I'm surprised he didn't, especially earlier. Almost for Maya, by the way.
Which we needed. That was in Brinstar, so that Brinstar loop was definitely necessary.
Yeah. Now here's the next $1 million question. Well, we're not in go mode, so obviously this is going to be a God Mire.
Of course. It's only not a God Mire when you can't, when you need to, when you want to go mode it.
All right, Meteorific, on the other hand, is going to. I thought he was going to go to Skull Woods and finish it up, which he could do.
So he's going to do Smith Chain first.
Makes sense.
Bressingham's in here with 14 hearts, red metal temper sword. Vitreous doesn't have a chance.
Nope.
Even silvers, this is easy mode.
Yeah, Magic Cape plus Tempered Sword is definitely a big plus, too.
Oh yeah, you just stand there and swing away. Your magic doesn't go down, and you can kill everything really quick.
And wouldn't you know it, it's a God Mire.
Of course it is. It's just like finding an early Ice Rod and having Turtle Rock be appended. Now, this case today wasn't that. I mean, the Ice Rod wasn't super early, so I mean, I could kind of balance it there, but
Yeah, I mean, it was behind Dagger 1, to be fair.
so far it was the big key and 50 rupees, so we're one item down.
Yeah,
and he's going to go to the back.
The reason we call that instant big key a God Mire, because that's really all you need to get to the back. You just need that one, just need that big key, so then you can just go right on it. It looks like Bressingham's just going to treat it as a God Mire, yeah.
And
Oh!
I on Magic Bat. That's nice.
You know what that also means? Ice Beam.
Meridia.
Yeah, Ice Beam, Grapple Beam, High Jump Boots, and Spring Ball. That is the full Suitless Meridia package.
Now, it could be just so happened that our smiths here are suit smiths, and they're making the gravity suit.
Nope.
Or not. You know, I had hopes.
They're heart surgeons.
I really don't want it to be Suitless Meridia. I really don't. Magic Bat was the Ice Beam from Nito.
Now that's a cool Crystal Flash animation on Lenifis' screen.
I didn't see it.
It turned Mega Man into 8-bit Mega Man.
Oh, cool.
Mushroom in the meantime has more cash. That seems
Doesn't
very
help.
questionable.
We don't need that money anymore. We needed it 2 hours ago.
Not to mention the concept is horrifying.
Money for or drugs for money, man.
Pretty much.
I mean, it originally turns into powder. What do you think that powder does?
I'd rather not think about it. I would
It makes
rather.
into useful things. It makes them happy. It's
I'll tell you
happy
what-
done.
I'll tell you what I'd rather think about, though. Look at how quick that Vitreous went down on Bressingham's side, and it just gave a small key.
The second item is going to be it's going to be fire locked, or the big key's fire locked, and the item's on the right side.
Yeah, there's two missing items right now in Misery Mire, I think, because we saw one pack of rupees.
There's only 2 items in Mire, so we're missing 1 item.
Right. Ice Palace has 3, not Mire. Yeah, Mire is not an item-dense dungeon by any stretch of the imagination.
It's got a lot of chests, but they're filled with keys.
Yeah, I thought 3 because Mire has 3 small keys in chests. That's what threw me off.
What's weird is that you don't even need all those keys. You need like 1.
Alright, in the meantime, Nito has picked up the cane and looks to be following into Mire as well.
Okay, you need keys to full clear Mire. You don't need keys to beat Meyer, but you need keys to full clear it.
All right, Lenifus has now picked up the flute out of Hookshot Cave and is probably going to activate that immediately.
I mean, at that point, that opens up so many doors. I never understood why Meyer had so many keys. You don't. I mean, there's so many doors that you don't need. There's the second item, so he's out. Meyer's fruitless, except for the crystal. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised to see him walk around here, and well, it looks like he might check desert first. This is fairly quick, a fairly quick check. I can understand this,
it could be a really quick check if its boots locked.
especially if its boots locked.
It'd be telling if the boots were on the torch.
I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, that'd be funny. The big key's on the torch, though.
So the green pendant is boots locked, at least. Watch this be Pegasus boots.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Aww.
Well, it could lead to it. There's still a chance.
Yeah, ideally we want to see both items in this right side, then we just don't have to come back here.
Yeah, keep open. There's no way that's gonna happen.
Also, with that mushroom...
I swear there's two items. I swear, I will.
Also, with the mushroom turn-in being... Thornado rather, taking another KO.
Okay, yeah, there's still another item either in the big chest or on the boss.
Yep, and it's boots locked. Looks like Thornado's last save was before Croc, though, so I don't think Thornado lost anything important. And
like he's back to Frog Speedway. Is this before he got his mitts?
I hope not.
Okay. Yeah, we're in the right spot. Never mind.
Oh, our tracker is saying that it was.
Oof.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing about this is we know this hell run is pretty much required today, so there's not much Thornado can do to avoid this.
And here comes our first check of Screw Attack and Gold Chorizo.
Okay, that was interesting. Leno just literally leaped over the well.
Silver's on Screw Attack, so that's our Ganon killer right there.
Yeah, that's a very convenient spot for it too, since you really don't have to go too far out of your way to pick that up. Decided not to check the rest of the Gold Chorizo neighborhood, though.
He doesn't know where the bow is either, so where is he gonna go now? Gonna go to East Dark? No, he's already been to East Dark Death Mountain.
He might be taking that cane and going straight for Turtle No,
I
not
don't have a hammer. Yeah, we need to. I don't know. Is he gonna go do the cathedral? No, he's going to do Croc.
Yeah, I'm not sure here what this play is.
Is confused.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to join you on that one.
Tornado's about to die! Oh, good! Woo-hoo-hoo. Wow, that was close.
And he almost got insta-KO'd by that thing.
Was it a waiver?
Yeah.
I would go in, Crystal Flash, and save.
I would Crystal Flash right now and save.
Exactly what I would do, and I don't understand what we're doing here. Why are we not saving?
Yeah, this, I guess he wants to conserve the power bombs, but that really doesn't make sense. Especially since you have Morphball bombs. Neaterific, meanwhile, playing Whack and I with Vitreous, and down goes Vidi for Nito, so that's 2 Meyer clears out of the 4 we need to see today from our runners.
Where, oh where, is that stinking hammer?
Yeah, that's, actually, the hammer is going to be a link. This is not something you see too often. Hammer's a link to the Pass Go mode.
You are almost entirely correct. If the big key of Ganon's Tower is on the chest, the torch, we may be Boots Go mode.
Well, I think we've already seen one big key on the torch, so I don't think we need to add insult to injury by seeing a
And get
second
both of
one.
them. That'd be pretty funny, actually.
It would. It'd be hilarious. But it's something our runners certainly don't want to see at this point, considering how barren the seed's been. Now,
Oh, no.
Thornado did save this time. Thornado did KO again, but did save after Titan's Mitts.
Good. I'm glad he gets to keep them now.
And Thornado's in a really unique spot, because he's the only one who knows where the bow is.
Strangely enough, Nito is going to go in and check to see what Gold Torizo has.
And Chad is enlightening me and telling me that, or our tracker rather, Melee Wizard is saying that Leno does have the bow, and now Silver's, so.
Well then.
Unfortunately, today was not the day to bet on Croc, now that we know that the mushroom is dead.
Today is definitely not a Crocomire day. Nidorific got the silvers and then reset out, so he no longer has them.
Reset before picking them up? Or
He
reset
picked them
after
up,
picking them up without cross?
He went into Gold Torizo and reset from in there. Because it was just rupees and a bottle in Gold Torizo.
Okay. So at least space jump's not hard required.
Nope. Definitely not. But I would go silvers, because that makes the Ganon fight it's significantly easier, but that's just me.
He might head in that direction later once he gets Various Suit and just pick him back up again, because assuming that cross-game pull is the fastest way to Ridley, that's a really easy diversion to make. So
Very good point.
I can completely understand Nadorific waiting on that one just a little bit and just picking him up on the way to Ridley.
I think Nito is headed over to Skullwoods, actually, right now.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Might as well just clear this out, considering that your only remaining options at this point are Pendant Ice. We can't full clear Desert because it's Boots Lock. Technically, Armos Knights has an item, and yeah, we can technically do that now.
Oh, these pendant dungeons are looking like they're going to have something in them.
Yeah, our runners, for the most part, with the exception of Desert, have been pretty... well, to be fair, Eastern actually pretty much everyone checked, and we still have that one item on Armos Knights, but yeah, Ice Palace, even after Titan's Mitts, our runners have been studiously avoiding.
It'd be telling to have the hammer in Ice Palace.
Oh boy, I've seen that before. Haha, worst beam ever on Purple Chest.
Spazer's not that bad.
We have Plasma Wave.
It's worse than Plasma, but if you don't got Plasma, Spazer's really nice to have. Nito is going to Ice Palace, I think.
Yeah, I like this play.
Right, he's not.
Oh, he's probably going to check. He hasn't checked Zora. I don't think.
I don't know. I don't remember who's been there, who hasn't.
He's about to get a big fat rip-off.
That's typical of Zora. Everybody knows that. Most of the time, you don't. Zora doesn't pay very well.
And yep, there's the bow for Bressingham.
Is he gonna get out of here alive? Is the question.
He's hanging in there for sure. He's got reserves too. But yeah, it really does seem like Ice Suitless are our last options at this point.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I'd rather do Ice Palace than Suitless Meridia for sure. I'm actually surprised. It's 2 hours in. We still don't have a suit for Super Metroid. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, this is a very I mean, brings a whole new meaning to the term suitless, right?
Absolutely. This is barren.
And a reminder to the audience, while Hell Runs and Suitless Meridia may be required, both suits are still needed to finish the game by even on hard logic.
Yeah, the Grand Hell Run to Ridley is not something that the game expects you to have to do, because that's obnoxious. That requires the uses of multiple crystal flashes and a ridiculous amount of health and ammo.
To be fair, 2 of which we do pretty much have.
Yeah, plenty of ammo, for sure. And Nito is making the climb into Suit this Meridia.
Yeah, this, I mean, you hate to see it, but I honestly think this is just what has to be done at this point, especially since we now have high jump, grapple, ice beam, and spring ball. So we have all the keys needed to do what we can here.
It's absolutely a correct call. With the logic pointing like, hey, you can do all of this. Do it.
Yeah, he does have spring ball. So yeah, this, yep, Nito has all the keys.
Doable.
This jump in particular is a little tough.
Yeah, this is why I don't do hard mode. I can't do this.
Almost fell all the way back down there.
I have a hard enough time doing this with Gravity Suit. Never mind without it.
Alright, Tornado's gotten the bow, but had to pop his reserves again. I don't think he's got the energy to make it out. Nope.
Tornado's having a really rough day today.
Yeah, I mean, he's also... I think our other runners came in with a slightly higher energy tank count when they did this hell run, but even still, it wasn't a lot of extra energy tanks for sure. I also want to bring up some comedy that happened earlier. So, for whatever reason, when Nito was returning the Smith and going to Magic Bat, for whatever reason, he jumped over the well.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. That was weird.
And sorry we didn't bring that up. I noticed it, but little much was happening elsewhere.
Main Street Missiles is rupees, and Shaft Supers is
Crap supers.
power. Crab Supers. That's what I meant. Crab Supers. Thanks. You know what I meant.
I don't even remember what Shaft Supers was at this
Shaft
point, but it
Supers
wasn't
was-
important.
Arrows, rupees, missiles, something useless.
Tornado taking another KO, trying to get this bow.
He doesn't have enough health to do a proper hell run, so this is difficult. This is difficult with the proper amount of health. Never mind without it.
Well, his basic energy tanks at the time of saving are almost full. That's the thing. His reserves must not be as stocked as he'd like.
Nito's going in to pick up those Crab Super power bombs, which is interesting.
I think he's thinking... Nito might be thinking Grand Hell Run here, so getting his power bomb count up to 33 minimum would be ideal in his mind.
Yeah.
So that way 3 crystal flashes. Because yeah, Nito's big hiccup with doing the Grand Hell Run is going to be energy tanks, because he's down to 7 plus 2 or 3 reserves.
He didn't go down to do Mama Turtle either, which is really strange, because that's where normally you go first.
Yeah, so he's got 3 reserves. So yeah, that's 10 total energy tanks, which is okay, but not ideal for the Grand Hell Run. Ideally, I think you'd want at least like 12 tanks, and right now it's come down to the point where Tornado's just basically resetting every time he has a hiccup, since it is really tough to get this Hell Run to the bow at this point.
And we do have Bressingham going into the back door of Meridia.
Ooh. So we're going to see a lot of Meridia here.
Yeah, this is actually really cool, because this negates having to use the speed booster again. There actually could be Gravity Suit back here somewhere.
Yeah, this is really a moment of truth for both Bressingham and Nito, because the major thing we're looking for, especially for Link to the Past right now, is the hammer. For Super Metroid, it's just the suits, really, because ammo is not the issue anymore.
The ammo hasn't been an issue at all this game. We've had so much of it, it's insane.
No, we had like 60 missiles before we even had morph balls, to be fair, so yeah, you're absolutely right. Ammo never was really an issue.
A gravity or a grapple beam jump climb is Bressingham is using the Hyper Metroid sprite. There's the 35 power bombs you were talking about.
Yeah, so I'm starting to think Nito might be thinking Grand Hell Run if the hammer doesn't show up in Meridia. Because he might be thinking in his mind then, okay, well, that leaves the only other location that I really do not want to do being Ice Palace. So he might just think to finish off Super Metroid now after Meridia, because at this point, Nito's full cleared everything else.
Pirate is body hitting Nito right now.
Oh, it's actually forced him to pop his reserves.
Yeah, no, there's no... The gravity suit could be behind Ridley, but I don't think the Various suit can be. Because there's no... The game does not logically expect you to race to Ridley without a suit.
Oh, Thornado trying to get up top, but still doesn't make it.
Bressingham's use of grapple beam here is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's just been swinging quite literally through Meridia here.
What's going to be in the precious missiles and behind Dragon? Woo! Purposely setting up a crystal flash here.
Yeah, that was definitely intentional damage. Would have laughed if that was an energy tank.
Perfect if it was an energy tank, but it's not.
I'm not really sure what...
Are you going for a blue suit to get out of here?
He might be. Certainly sounds like the fast option. One thing Thornetto... I'm really surprised Thornetto is not thinking to use those crystal... Oh. He did just save, so he didn't lose anything. I'm really surprised Thornetto is not... One thing that's actually mildly bothering me is Thornetto is not using crystal flashes. I'm wondering if he just doesn't know how to do them.
I can't speak to the level of skill of any of these runners. I know that... Well, okay, I can't say that. I know that Bressingham's really good. I think he's still in the tournament, but the rest of them I'm not 100% familiar with. He does RBO, so he definitely knows. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I think Bressingham is going to try and get a flash suit here, so he's going to try and basically get grabbed by Dragon while doing a crystal flash. Assuming Dragon does not, like, take 10 times darting before finally deciding to try and goop him. Because I've seen that happen, too.
I mean, honestly, I know Crystal Flash, so if these guys don't, then I feel good about myself.
So that should have worked.
I have no idea how to tell.
There actually isn't a visual tell.
Oh, there's the in the beach.
Interesting.
Up tablet checks.
Oh god, if suits are on both tablets.
That's horrendous. That's horrendous.
That's a bad day.
This seed right now kind of sucks. I mean, it's everything I want a hard seed to be, where you have no suits whatsoever, and it's just you're having to do every trick of the book, hell runs, lava dives, you know, suitless meridians and things like that. But dang, yeah, he's got the echoes, so he's definitely got the blue suit.
All right, so I think Nito
just
took
ate
a
something.
KO.
The crab, he may have run into a crab or something. The enemies in Meridia are particularly hostile because they do a ton of damage. Oh my god, there's various suits. There's the various suit in Dragon's room. Oh my god, that's not fair.
So, remind me real quick, was anything or any of the Meridia keys locked behind the heated rooms? We had a grapple beam. We had a grapple beam somewhere in Norfair, right?
Grapple Beam may have been in Wave Beam.
I think it was. Yeah, Grapple was in Wave Beam, so you need to Hell Run to get to that, right?
Grapple Beam was in Wave Beam. Okay, so then High Jump was in Tower of Hera. Ice Beam was in Magic Bat. So yeah, that's a Hell Run. That's a Hell Run required seed.
Hell Run required to seed, and I think by extension,
The Super Viridia seed?
maybe. It really just depends on where Gravity Suit's hanging out.
Having that Viridia suit's very nice, though.
It's actually going to be, you know, it's going to be the even worst case scenario if there's Hammer in here and we find out Gravity Suit is on the pedestal.
Ugh.
Because that is literally the quadruple whammy.
No. There's one more thing that we're missing.
Big
Hammer on
torch.
Shack.
Oh god.
Or something on Shack that leads to Hammer on Torch. Or on Ped. Because Shack Tool being required, Pedestal required, and Aggro required is the trifecta of Doom.
The true trifecta, yeah.
Meanwhile, Lenifis is going through Ice Palace. He hasn't found anything of significant value yet.
Yeah, it has done Icebreaker to speed up the process a little bit. So again, it's just goes to the testament of how significant that Icebreaker glitch has really made this thing for Ice Palace. It's like we're blinking and missing it, and already Leno's about ready to go to Cold Stare.
Except he can't.
No Hammer. Ride.
Easy to forget this late in the game is you don't have the hammer. It's just like having a glove later on, not having gloves this late. And there's a lot of things you do, like, it's 2.5 hours in. Of course I can lift this block. Oh, wait.
Not quite.
Speaking of hammer, there it is.
Are you joking me?
Oh my goodness. Oh my. What a terrible place for that to be.
And you know what's worse? That's an iced tea, which is literally the one check Icebreaker does not make easy.
Oh my. And it's a pendant dungeon, so that's another pendant dungeon that has something useful in it.
Ay.
Went to the past no mode. So, that's good.
Now we're pretty much just looking for Gravity Suit.
Which could be anywhere.
Yep. Yes, things were mentioned earlier about Hammer and Ice Palace. You're absolutely right, chat.
Yeah. I'll take responsibility for that. I see it, told you, it happens all the time. I am the commentator cursor. The cursed commentator? I don't know.
I was about to say, the commentator cursor would be if Aussie was here with us and his character, he was using the sprite.
Yeah, that's true. I am definitely a cursed commentator, and unfortunately, chat knows that. I actually showed up for the race on Saturday between Miggs and Solsky, and somebody in chat was like, "Oh, look, it's Semper. This seed's going to be cursed." I was like, "Thanks, dude."
What? Well, I mean, this what we're seeing here just pretty much speaks for itself, really.
This is a garbage seed for sure.
I mean, this is definitely a hard mode seed.
For sure. So what makes it exciting, though, is it's something different. You don't get to see this kind of shenanigans every day. Oh, Tornado gets out with his bow. He's safe. Go save it, bro. Go save it.
I think he's just celebrating a little bit right now.
He's just dancing. He's like, woo! I made it!
And he's switching over to Link to the Past, so now that bow is finally locked in.
He's so happy. He's like, now what do I do?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird situation you're in now too.
Been there for like 25 minutes. He's like, okay, what do I have to do now?
Meanwhile, Leno has gone straight back into Swamp Palace, so he's going straight for Pyramid Fairy. Which makes a lot of sense.
It's a good check. And Nino's getting it again.
Yeah, after taking that KO to the crabs. Yet not having a suit really just makes it a pain to get through. Not having any suit is the worst case scenario for Meridia, especially since gravity in particular does a lot for damage resistance.
Yeah, and the enemies down here do a ton. I know the crabs do like 2 full energy tanks worth of damage. Because at this point in the game, you look to have both suits, so they coded them to do a lot of damage.
Alright, Leno going through Swamp Palace. No sign of the big key yet, so it's going to go down first.
And I suspect that he's going to go to the boss before he goes to the left side. Although he might with Diver down. I don't know what's faster yet.
He's probably going to dive her down.
More ammo. Yay.
Yeah, not what our runners need to see right now. And it looks like Leno is... And it looks like Leno is going straight for left side swamp.
Not a bad play. With Diver down, this makes this check so much easier, so it's like, why not do it right now?
Indeed. And for those who haven't seen Diver Down, we should probably go into how it works. So what Diver Down is, and you saw Leno kind of do this earlier with the In Ice Palace, but what happens is you use the cane here to basically jump yourself into the water from near the stairs with the cane block pushing you. And what this does is it effectively allows you to set up a water walk in Swamp Palace. And the benefit to this is this not only allows you to pick up the flooded key, but it also allows you to check the sunken chest, for example, in the back of Swamp Palace, although he's having a little bit of trouble with this cane block.
I have no idea how the trick works, but it's definitely interesting to see.
Yeah, essentially you're jumping into the water as you're pushing the block, for lack of a better term.
It's amazing the things that Kane breaks.
Yeah, I mean, it intentionally breaks Ice Palace, but just not in the way,
not the developers
I think, yeah, pretty much. We've been seeing the sand pits, by the way. Nito checked right side sand pit, and I didn't see anything of significant value there.
There's not much left of significant value at this point.
Besides gravity suit, nope.
Looks like Bressingham's going into Lower Norfair.
Yeah, he's gonna pick up, well, actually, he already has the silvers, so... he's gonna go straight to Ridley, I think, with just Varia suit.
It's dangerous, but it's doable.
Yeah, both Bressingham and Nito still only operating on effectively 10 energy tanks. I think.
Oh dang, Lenopus almost had it. He started the clip into the rail there, and then it failed, so he's about to run out of magic.
I think he's got a bottle of blue goo, so he could absolutely refill if he has to. Yeah, and unfortunately he's going to have to slurp it up right now.
This to be a time save, yeah, exactly. It is if you execute it properly. Thornado just took it out.
Yeah, it's fighting Mothula. Even with, Thornado's still running only on Master Sword right now. Temper would definitely make Mothula a lot less threatening.
Yeah, for sure. And Bressingham's in the worst room of the game. So called because it literally is the worst room of the game.
Climbed up it fairly easily, though. There we go. Leno has now successfully performed Diver Down and is walking on water in Swamp Palace.
This has become the savior. Mickey Mouse room holding nothing of import.
Yeah, Thornetto still hasn't been to, as our tracker points out, Thornetto has not been to Eastern yet for that Tempered Sword, but and doesn't have any, doesn't really have a lot of magic to work with either. So yeah, this is a tough Mothula fight.
Oh, damn, don't
Unfortunately.
go down there.
Now there's the big key.
Yeah. So what Leno did was when he left the room before after he flooded the key, he dropped a bomb and transitioned screens at the same time the bomb exploded. So when he re-entered the room with the key, the bomb exploded and set the switches back up to blue being up. It's crazy, but it works.
Okay. Yeah, Bressingham definitely keep playing it super safe here, getting an extra save in before the Ridley fight and the Three Stooges.
And here we see another diver down from Leno. He's probably going to go down the right side stairwell. Now, it is possible that suitless Meridian was not required if the gravity suit's here in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, because right now, what did we find so far in Suitless Meridia?
The book.
We found the Varia suit behind Dragon as well.
That too.
So, if anything on the way to Ridley ends up being Gravity Suit, that is also going to confirm Suitless Meridia required.
Very nice speed strats to take down these golden pirates.
Oh, and Hugo, our tracker, also points out that yeah, Book was also in Meridia as well.
Nice.
So
Book? I said the book. It's in the beach.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry.
No, man, we're supposed to work together here. And there's another diver down successfully done for Leno.
Works out. Gives him half magic.
That's a nice refill and a very nice item to have. And I'm just giving you crap, boss. You know that.
I know.
And I think that there is an item on Argus. Maybe.
Don't matter if there is or isn't. Leno's gonna get it.
And he's probably gonna go straight for that red, that pyramid fairy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Gravity Suit on Pyramid Fairy at this point.
Gross. I like Bressingham farming here. It gives me the chance to listen to my favorite music in the game for a little bit longer.
Magmore Caverns?
No, Lower Norfair.
Same track.
Same track, different game. I do like the Magmore Caverns one better though. It's a little bit more modern.
Ooh, Leno missing the first silver arrow, but nailing the second one. Alright, so let's see where Nito decides to go now that, yeah, where is he going?
I don't know if he knows.
Because he noped out of Meridia without going to Dragon.
I was gonna go check the ether tablet.
This makes a lot of sense, yeah, because this is a fairly quick check, all things considering.
Gravity? No.
Nope.
More garbage. And Ridley's dead. A very clean fight from Bressingham.
Yeah, very accurate with the supers.
What does Ridley have? If it's gravity, that's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, and it suits behind two bosses.
It's not. It's more missiles. So,
Not the case today.
where is this gravity suit hiding?
Yeah, we know it can't. We know at the very least it can't be in GT. We could theoretically find it in Turtle Rock, because Hammer was in ice, right? Yeah. So there's a plenty of checks in Turtle Rock, and we totally could get through it now.
Oh yeah, it could be anywhere really. The hammer opens up a lot of checks. A lot of checks. here's Pyramid Fairy.
Red Rupee and Charge Beam.
Nice.
That's actually really good news for Leno. I don't know if he picked up X-ray visor along the way, but I know for a fact he's got plasma, so that's going to be microwave for Dragon. That's really good news for him. Unfortunately, though, given the whole suitless thing and maybe needing to set up a blue suit, I'm not sure he's going to be able to want to pull that off anyway.
That's definitely true.
Not blue suit, excuse me, flash suit. Because technically they're two different suits.
If the gravity suit's in the North Periscape here, or lower North Periscape, then we know that this was definitely a required suitless Meridia. Bugnet is on the Bombos tablet.
So at least suitless Meridia guaranteed us some swag.
For sure.
That's about it, though.
Bressingham, we got to be careful avoiding those key hunters. They do hurt a significant amount.
Yeah, those three aptly named the Three Musketeers just because there's three of them and they're pretty close together.
So not to be counted out, the Three Stooges coming up are just as bad.
Yeah, luckily in Bressingham's case, the spikes are actually one of his least biggest problems now because Variasuit in the randomizer provides a 75% reduction to all environmental type damage, which spikes qualify as environmental.
Most of them do anyway. The falling spikes don't.
True.
Just a Pizza Hut in prison.
Where's Nito going? Is he going back to Meridia?
Looks like he is absolutely going there.
Leno, meanwhile, has gone to Skull Woods. I do not believe hasn't picked up the book, so won't be able to mirror right into a pet check, which I would like to see at this point.
Oh, I definitely would like to see a pet check for sure.
Because I'm pretty sure Gravity Suit can be on pedestal still.
I think you're right. And the Franker Z room. Oh, God! Bressingham, don't die now.
Yeah, he's just going to take advantage of Wave Plasma and just
He's
snipe
got
these
full
guys.
Pyramid Fairy. He's going to have Quispy, and that's going to be great for Mother Brain.
It is. Because that's the full 900s, plenty of E-Tanks for stand-up glitch.
Not of the most dangerous parts of Norfair, so now he just needs to get to a save station or a transition to save this, to lock this in. I don't know if he saved after Ridley or not. I don't think he did.
I don't think so either. So yeah, this is yeah. The last thing I thought for a second something I didn't see the sprite there for a second, so I thought something happened. But yeah, no, grapple beam, easy farm.
A good decision to make here. I mean, they come out 5 at a time, so that's a lot of health and ammo pickups real quick. So Skullwood's empty, the Swamp Palace empty. Gravity Suit could be farther down in Ice Palace for all we know.
Well, I think Leno full cleared Ice Palace. Not Leno. Sorry, who?
It would have been.
Oh
Leno.
yeah,
Leno's
yeah. It could be a gold
hammer. He got the hammer.
Leno didn't.
I don't know if he got all 3 items or not.
I actually don't think he went to Cold Stare. Now that you mention that. Oh, Thornetto missing the exact spot he needs to go. Just waltzed right by Ice Palace.
Nobody wants to do a pendant ice. Ice Palace stinks, and having to do it and it's a pendant is even worse.
Yeah, especially because, again, the hammer was an iced tea, the one check that Icebreaker just does not help you with. Nito is having some serious trouble getting out here.
Don't die.
He's taking damage from something, and I'm not sure what.
There's spikes underneath of that sand.
Oh, okay.
Or there's something hostile underneath the sand. I don't know what it is, but it hurts.
Yeah, he really does not want to accidentally land on spikes right now, because that would be almost a KO at this point.
This is like playing The Floor is Lava, because it totally is.
Pretty much. Alright, Leno is taking his equipment and going to pod and finishing that off.
And it's still hard to say who has an advantage, because we still don't know where the gravity suit is, and whoever finds that first is pretty much going to be... Leno right now has the best length of the pass advantage because he has the hammer.
Yeah, actually, if Bressingham ends up just dropping what he's doing right now and going to Ice Palace, that actually provides him the means to end the game. Because, it's possible to do Mother Brain without Gravity Suit, right?
Absolutely. There's no water down there.
Yeah, so I could totally see Bressingham deciding, if he decides to go to Ice, gets the hammer there, and then just decides to finish up.
Yeah, as chat says, Meridia is the only place you really need gravity. That ice beam making that climb significantly easier.
If there's one thing I find that in hard mode seeds that ends up tend to be getting skipped, it actually is Gravity Suit, just because if you can end up backdooring Meridia and doing Dragon that way, or either way doing Dragon without Gravity Suit, then you're pretty much good to go, because you don't need it for Ridley, you don't need it for, if you go through the back door, you don't need it for Mother Brain, so... Yeah, oftentimes in hard modes, I end up seeing Gravity Suit not getting picked up.
Lenofist is already into the basement of Pod, headed straight for King Helmasaur. Or Helmasaur King, however you want to call him.
Yeah, I think he already checked out the dungeon earlier beforehand, so he doesn't have anything left to find.
This is definitely a very perplexing hard mode seed, and Nidoriffic's making the dive into Ice Palace, so that's going to be huge. He's going to get his hammer.
Yeah, for all we know, Hammer could just be right here on Helmasaur King. Or not Hammer,
Gravity.
Gravity. You do ideally need Hammer for Helmasaur King. Either that or a ton of bombs.
You kind of can't get to Helmasaur without hammer, so...
Yeah.
And it's a single silver arrow to the gemstone on his forehead, and down he goes. And that's our 6th crystal dungeon for Lenofis.
Oh, I guess Pod was already full cleared. Never mind.
And I think that Lenofis is probably, maybe, going to go to Turtle Rock. He can full clear it and get his 7th crystal. And then you get your 7th crystal, you do Gannis Tower while you're up there. I mean, why not?
Yeah, this is a circumstance I see our runners in the weeklies fall under quite frequently as well, because what ends up happening is at this point you can finish up A Link to the Past and you've pretty much full cleared it, so you know your last bit of Super Metroid progression isn't here. You might as well just finish the game so that that's off your chest and then go elsewhere. And then finish up Super Metroid. And just hope your Gravity Suit happens to show up while you're doing your suitless Meridia dive looking for Dragon, or going for Dragon.
I don't know what Lenofis is doing.
He's done Swamp. He might be... I wonder if he's deciding to finish Ice?
He's either that or he's going back into the back door of Meridia. To go take down Dragon, maybe?
Meanwhile, Thornetto has also just released the bird.
Bird is the word.
And looks like this is going to be the push for that cane on Thornetto's end as well.
It's not a bad decision. It gives you the ability to clear some stuff, so you might as well.
Yeah. What's really bothering me at this point is that we haven't seen Shaq Tool. Our runners are just studiously avoiding that. I mean, Shaq Tool could have Gravity Suit. I mean, we have all the keys to get in and out. So, this is going to be a weird one. Predictions on time, really still kind of hard to say because, again, we're still kind of looking for Gravity Suit for No Mode. And Leno hasn't, or I should say, and Bressingham hasn't gone back to Ice Palace for the hammer yet. So, with none of our runners in go mode, it's really a tough call to say who has the lead or how long it's going to be. So it's still it really is pretty much anybody's game at this point. Because Nidorific's about to go get, or has picked up hammer. And looks like he's going to take it all the way to Cold Stare.
It's probably not a bad decision. Just finish the dungeon out. You never know. I don't know if all the items have been found or not.
Well, I just saw a red rupee there in the ICH room, so that's not that's 2 items.
Crocomire. Chances are we're not going beyond 4 hours. I promise you that. Even if none of the runners have finished, we're done at 4.
Yeah, we do have, unfortunately, a schedule to maintain, so...
Lenafist microwaved Bottoon from behind the wall. That's awesome.
Very clever. Might as well just get that door open so you don't have to go deal with it after Dragon.
That makes sense. Hello, Zaru.
So now the question is, are we going to see Shaq Tool anytime soon?
That's our question in chat. Various Suit is behind Dragon.
Yeah.
And we do not know where the Gravity Suit is yet.
Yeah, we're still, that is literally our only major question mark next to Big Key on Torch shenanigans.
Yes, like Space Jump location. That's exactly where it was.
Tornado took a KO to Gold Torizo, but did, and also missed out on Silver Hours as a result, so is getting yeeted back to the ship after that.
Down Gold's Cold Stare for Nito. For the Gravity Suit! Oh my goodness! Ice Palace packing the goods today!
So, Suitless Meridia technically wasn't required.
Oh my goodness, what awful! Awful!
So... I think the Hell Run was required, though.
The Hell Run was, but the Suitless Meridia was absolutely not required.
Yeah, because you needed to Hell Run for Titan's Mitts. I think we can't get around that one at this point. But Ice Palace with the double goods.
Pendant Ice. Terrible.
Pendant Ice.
Ugh.
Yeah, Nito might actually be thinking to completely, since he still has to kill the last 2 Super Metroid bosses, Nito might be in that position where he's thinking about the Grand Hell Run.
I mean, the suits are in terrible places.
Well, to be fair, if Nito goes and does Dragon first, and checks the item afterwards, it'll at least be, he won't have to Grand Hell Run. But I can guarantee you Nito's probably going to just drop what he's doing and wrap up, especially since he's just double back to Skullwoods now to go finish it.
I would. Why not? And now I think he has the book.
He has the book, yeah. He went back for it after that first KO in Meridia. So yeah, that puts us for sure now, finally, 2 hours and 35-ish minutes later, we're finally in Audience No mode.
And now it's just a matter of who's going to be the first one to put all those pieces together. Yeah, the Hell Runs were definitely required because the mitts were in Reserve, or Norfair Reserve,
yeah.
So
So you had to Hell Run to, yeah, as Hydropower says in chat, Mit's Hell Run and Bubble Mountain to the pendant Hammerless Ice Palace.
It's so gross. It's so gross.
Yeah, because you would never think to dip pendant ice without hammer if you can't just, like, zip through it and full clear the whole thing. And again, iced tea.
Yeah, that's one of the worst places in the dungeon.
Oh, I think Leno broke out of that microwave a little too early there. In fact, I'm surprised he's not... Oh, he's trying to get a blue suit. He only partially... I think he ran out of power bombs because Dracon didn't cooperate.
Yeah, he had 10 of them. So it's also an Aga required seed too. So this seed is definitely living up to his name. And here comes a pet check, which we know at this point can't be anything important. Big bada boom.
I think that
Power
translates
bomb?
to power bombs, yeah. Yeah, it's power bombs. Which we haven't seen that many of, to be fair, so that makes sense.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of everything else, just not those. And we got 30 plus of those, so it's not a big deal.
But yeah, we can also say, I think, that Aga was required because, where were Titansmiths? Titansmiths were behind the Hell Run.
Yeah, they were in Norfair Reserve. And Morph Ball was on Graveyard Ledge, so yeah.
Behind Dark World, so yeah. It, yeah, Aga 1, Hell Run, not necessarily Suitless Meridia, though. I think we could have ended up skipping it.
Definitely did not need to do Suitless Meridia because of where Gravity Suit was. All you'd have to do is do the full clear of Pendant Ice to get your hammer and your Gravity Suit.
Alright, Leno's got that flash suit set up. You can tell something's up because his power beam, his plasma beam coloring is off too, but I think he can't get, I think he also can't pop X-ray scope either. Otherwise, I guess that kills the crystal suit.
That doesn't matter. He killed Dragon, and he's about to get his surprise Varia suit.
And Bressingham, meanwhile, doing the... Actually, you know what? This is really... Granted, Leno's not going to need Gravity Suit after this, but... it's really unfortunate for Leno because he already dipped Ice Palace for the hammer, but I guess just noped out before Cold Stare.
Yeah, he got a hammer and he left. He was like, yeah, I'm out. He rage slashed the Ice Tea room and left.
Yeah, I can't imagine the amount of rage slashes he's gonna have when we tell him that Gravity Suit was on Cold Stare.
He was so close, but so far. Yeah, he's done. He's effectively in go mode at this point. He's got 6 crystal dungeons done. He's got to just kill Ridley and Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and that doesn't need.
He's not going back. He's not
much.
going back to Gravity Suit. So he was like 2 rooms away from it, though.
Yeah, Bressingham in the meanwhile. Bressingham might also nope out of ice as soon as he picks up hammer.
Yeah, he doesn't need gravity either, and I mean, at this point, his hammer is his go mode. So unless we need boots, which is possible, but hopefully unlikely.
Yeah, I am waiting to hear. I cannot wait for these interviews. I cannot wait to hear what they both have to say about that when we tell them Gravity Suit is on Cold Stare.
Yeah, that.
Uh-oh, Leno's getting eaten up by sand spikes down there.
Yeah, there's hidden enemies under there, and it's gonna kill you if you don't pay attention.
Ooh, and yeah, that's actually caused him to reset. I hope he saved right at that save station. It looks like he did, yeah, because he's got the suit change. Tornado now just, meanwhile, wrapping up Misery Mire. Doesn't have silvers, but does have blue mail and a decent number of hearts and a health refill now, so should be okay. Gonna have to resort to cape strats, ideally. And has a bottle of blue goo as an emergency backup, just in case.
Yeah, we'll be fine. This will be a cakewalk.
Leno is just not having a good day with these, with that sand pit.
It's not an easy room to do without it.
And there's Bressingham's hammer, and immediately pulls
Yeah,
out the mirror.
he's out. That's the go mode for Bressingham Voight. Okay, well, Schrodinger's go mode. If we need boots, it's not go mode, but it's pretty much go mode at this point.
If we need boots, they literally could be anywhere else at this point. Although
Yeah, that's painful.
they're either, there's only really two locations they could either, three. They can either be chilling in GT, they could be chilling in Turtle Rock, and we're probably going to run into them on the way, or they could be on Shack Tool.
Which we will never see.
Nope. Vitreous down for Tornado, so that's going to be his fourth crystal. Next up for Bressingham's to-do list is Skull Woods. And Naderific, meanwhile, is finishing up Swamp, or moving through Swamp Palace here. Does not appear to have the bow, though, so that's, he never went back to Cathedral.
That hurts.
Yep.
Does he know it's there?
I would hope so. Probably wasn't incentivized to go there because of no Variasuit.
I mean, Gravity Suit will make it getting that a little bit easier, but not terribly so. Looks like Lenofis is headed for Ridley. He's gonna do Ridley, and then he's gonna come back out and go do Turtle Rock and finish the game. So this is gonna be a close finish. Bressingham has the advantage per weaponry, but Lenofis has a lot of more dungeons cleared, so it could be a very close match at the end. I think Leno's got a clear lead, though.
Yeah, at this point, Leno doesn't need any more items, and
oh no,
yeah,
Bressing! He walked into a hand.
I thought he got 1.0 for a second.
He was trying to move, and he walked right into the hand, and it was just like, okay, sure, come on.
No sword wielders allowed.
Oh, and we're out of magic, so we gotta pop a potion real quick. Oh, there we go. Good job.
It's going to be interesting to see if Bressingham, after Swamp, decides to go and check Pyramid Fairy real quick, because that would net him Charge Beam, which would definitely make the end of Super Metroid a little more comfortable. Oh, and Leno was a pixel too low on the Quick Spark through Rising Acid here.
Yeah, Amphitheater's not a fun place to be doing acid dive.
Yeah, as Chad points out, the nice thing about this routing is he's going to be able to go right here, zip right on out through the business center portal, go straight to Turtle Rock, pretty much go mode it.
Which is basically doing the same thing as full clearing it, essentially.
Yeah, there is a God TR setup, but it's ridiculously relying on good key placement.
Which in this seed, I'm not holding out much hope for.
Naderific, meanwhile, is taking the big red bomb to Pyramid Fairy and is going to at least get rewarded with that Charge Beam. Which, given that Dragon and Ridley are still on Naderific's to kill list, that's going to work out pretty well. Just using the mirror to get a little bit of a speed boost here through the AGA 1 portal. Little convenient to use that.
I really do want to know where our boots are. I really do.
Honestly, they're probably just chilling in GT right now.
Probably. You're probably not wrong.
I want to. It would be even more hilarious if boots are in GT and the big key's on the torch.
That would be pretty funny. Tragic, but funny.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a toss-up to see who gets done with the game first. I mean, Bressingham's got to do. He's got to go mode Swamp and Pod and TR, whereas Lenofist just has to do Lower Norfair. I think Lenofist has got this. I mean, he's got a... Oh, that hurts. I hope he saved it. And he did. That's good, because that's a terrible place to die. Because those whatever those side hoppers with, boots with the fur on or whatever, those things are not nice. So here we go again. This is this I would probably Crystal Flash if I was Leno, because these guys coming at you full force do not feel very nice. I have no idea how much damage they do, but it's a lot, and it hurts. We got Nito doing Turtle Rock right now, and that's a good call. He's looking for that bow. He doesn't know where it is. He may find it here. Well, he thinks he might find it here, but it's not, obviously. We know where it is. So now Nito's going to give us our first look into Turtle Rock, which is, he's probably going to full clear while he's here, which is unfortunate because that's going to give him a second mountain climb. Oh, Leno using microwave strats to kill the golden pirates. That's a very, not a very common way to do it, but I like it. Using the microwave at all is always entertaining.
Yeah, microwave's a good option. You've got Shine Spark Echoes, or you just got the classic super missiles to the backside.
Got Nito doing Turtle Rock right now. He's going to be the first runner in there.
Yeah, I see early small key, so Fire Rod, not necessarily Firelock Dungeon yet. Or Firelock Laser Bridge, I guess I should say.
If this is a big key here, then that's a big deal.
Oh, there's... It's like you said.
Oh, there it is. So it was Firelock.
Alright, Leno having to pop a Crystal Flash right before Ridley. Honestly, better time than ever to do it.
And he's still got enough supers to kill Ridley quickly, too, so that's amazing.
Yeah, then he's got pretty much almost everything on beams besides ice, so yeah, still going to be relatively high power.
I mean, I think it's 750 for Charged Wave Plasma, so that's going to do more damage than supers would.
Slightly more, but by DPS standards, supers are the best way to go because they fire
For
faster.
Sure. Absolutely. 100% agree with that. Ridley's looking pretty red, though.
Yeah, it's getting there, but not quite just yet.
He's rare. Now we just need to get him to medium rare before we get him well done.
I would say that looks well done to me.
Yeah, now he's done. That was a good kill. Very good kill from Leno. Very clean.
Alright, looks like Bressingham's next stop in the meantime is go straight to Pod. Which I believe... Yeah, given that he's got... I'm trying to remember, what was the, big item we found in Pod before we noped out? Or did we find anything
I don't think there was anything in Pod.
I'm trying to think, if he's been here before, if this is a double dip or not. I mean, we'll know for sure if we see Kiki, but...
I don't think Pod had anything of importance, really. Nothing I can remember, anyway.
And yeah, no Kiki, so this is a double dip. So yeah, he's gonna zip straight to Helmasaur.
Wonder if we'll find that last sword. I'd like to. I like seeing butter.
Actually, just thinking about this for a second, Leno's got to get out and then go to. Oh wait, yeah, Leno just has to get out and go to Turtle. Bressingham and Leno might actually be kind of tight here for a second. Let's see what happens as they both get to Turtle Rock.
Whoever gets to Turtle Rock first has the advantage, I think.
Because I'm looking at this and I feel like Helmasaur can go down around the same time Leno reaches Upper Norfair.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be real tight.
Because yeah, you strap yourselves in, folks. We're gonna be in for a pretty interesting last 20 minutes here.
And Bressingham has ice, whereas Leno has charge, so that could be a significant difference in how they kill the end of many bosses of Metroid too. Because Ice Beam gets you through Turian faster, but Charge Beam can kill Mother Brain faster. So I mean, it's
Yeah, it's really just a case of pick your damage.
Tornado's about to pick up his book.
Yeah, this is gonna be close, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, as far as Lenifus is concerned, he definitely has Leno definitely has the ammo, but he has Charge Beam. Sorry, yeah, it's really Bressingham's ammo I'm going to be taking a closer look at here. Although,
yeah, this is good.
Although both runners pretty much full cleared their early Super Metroid and Link to the Past stuff, so they all have that massive treasure trove of ammunition we got at the start.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of a given. You kind of had to not avoid that stuff because it's kind of in your way.
Meanwhile, Nidorific's been blazing through Total Rock, and we're finally getting Laser Bridge, and the next item is the shovel. I forgot we haven't seen that yet.
He's gonna go dig for that, see if his bow is there.
His bow or Varia suit. Oh, and he falls off at the bottom end. Thornetto took a KO in Meridia. Ooh.
That's not fun.
I gotta hand it to Thornetto for just hanging in there, given how tough of a seat it's been for him.
His tenacity is very much admirable.
Look at this. We've got like 15 seconds difference here between Bressingham and Leno.
This is going to be a really, really nice race.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have a race to close out this seed.
They are mere rooms apart right now. This is going to be glorious.
I'm pretty sure I counted only a 7-second difference between room exits here. And Bressingham also just got a boost from not getting dead rocked, so...
This is gonna be a good one, boys!
Oh, also, down goes, oh, almost, but pretty much. Down goes Trinex for Nidorific. Okay, now it goes down. Also, it was Ether for Total Rock, which was the first medallion we picked up.
Yeah, not that it matters. We've had that for a while.
Yeah, the medallions were thankfully not the major trouble spot today.
Total Rock had nothing. Nothing at all.
Nope. I mean, granted...
Oh my goodness, they're like 3 seconds apart.
Here we go, folks.
This is awesome! I don't know how you freeze a crab in midair like that. That just doesn't make sense to me. I get how you do it. It doesn't make sense.
I could be wrong, but I think Nito might actually have all 7 crystals. just in case he does... Oh, I just literally blinked and missed the pause menu.
No, he doesn't have pod.
He doesn't. Okay, yeah, he's not going to, he's not going straight to GT. Okay.
He doesn't have his bow.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't have bow. He's gonna check Spike Cave for it now. Which I think he could just face tank all the spikes and he'd be okay at this point.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
Well,
that's a terrible place for that.
To be fair, in Nidorufic's case, it's not the absolute worst in the world for Screw Attack to be in Spike Cave.
He hasn't gone Lower Norfair yet, so...
For this, if nothing else, he still has to kill Ridley.
It's still a terrible place for that to be, though.
It is.
They're in the same rooms! Bressingham and Lenofist are in the same rooms. Mere 2 seconds apart going down into the tube room here.
Yeah, meanwhile, Nidorufic gonna check that shovel spot.
Gonna be disappointed. Yep.
Aw.
All right, so here we go. This is crazy. I have not seen runners this close in a long time.
Yeah, especially in an SMZ3 seed where finish times can vary so wildly.
Oh, and Bressingham is gonna leave the lava chest while Lenofist is taking to go look at it. So that is gonna put Bressingham now in the lead.
Yeah, it wasn't a vanilla big key today, too. I'm actually kind of surprised he needed to check that. I guess he was concerned about keys. Or maybe just maybe one of them is still hoping for Gravity Suit to show up. Or actually, no, not Gravity Suit. Maybe Space Jump or something else to help with Ganon's Tower. Honestly, I don't know why he checked that.
Space Jump's not gonna help in Ganon's Tower.
I was thinking for Torian, but...
I mean, that'd be great. Just space jump up the tower and be like, see ya. You know I gotta call you out on that. That was just funny.
Fair enough.
I bet our boots are somewhere obnoxious, too. Probably on, like, Landmo or something. No, they can't be on Landmo. Never mind.
I was about to say, yeah, Well, actually, they could be, because we only saw one item in Desert Palace.
Big Key's boots locked, though.
Right.
I'm still holding for Ganon's Tower, because it's not an Ice Palace, it's not an Eastern. Well, it could be on... It could be on Armos. It's definitely not in Turtle Rock.
Hugo, where was Gravity? On Cold Stare.
Yeah, that's exactly what our runners are thinking too. And Lenofist is checking. He's checking Mimic Cave for whatever reason. Is he looking for Ice Beam? Maybe.
Maybe Pegasus Boots to just eliminate that GT uncertainty, and also because boots still allow you to fast.
Oh man, at this point, speed is irrelevant. Oh, we got a dirty floor on Bressingham's side.
It's nothing a little dead turtle won't. Nothing a little turtle wax won't clear up.
And down goes Trinex for Bressingham.
Ooh, Trento just swung straight into a snail.
That's not good.
Tornado, sorry.
That's not good.
Completely jumped
Snails hurt
there.
I know what you meant. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our 7th crystal, which means Bressingham Void will be headed into Ganon's Tower. Inside Ganon's tower, there are 22 chest locations, or well, 21 chests and 1 torch that could have the big key for Ganon's tower. Get your guesses in chat right now. We have about 30 seconds or so before he gets there, and we will cut off our guesses then.
And don't be surprised if it's 3.
If it's on the torch, I'm gonna laugh. Actually, 3 is probably not going to be the torch. 1 is probably going to be the torch because he's going to go straight for it to make sure he can do it.
In the meantime, though, I'm going to guess 16.
I always guess 19. That's just my thing. I don't think it's going to be 19 today.
Yeah, I feel like this seed needs a late GT big key just to add a little bit more insult to injury. Neaterific, meanwhile, has just fried some shrimp.
I'd also like to know where our space jump was. But we may not find it.
I mean, that could be chilling in GT as well.
So it looks like it is going to be 3 for the torch if there's no key on this side. Well, there's the blue cane. That's kind of nice.
Super missile to the various super Neaterific.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we all feel the same way, Nito. We all do. Well, I don't really care because I'm not playing this seed, but... All right, so we are in go mode. Bressingham, number 3 is not the big key, so off we go.
Lucky him.
It's amazing how the time difference between Bressingham and Leno. Leno and him were seconds apart, and now Bressingham's a good 2-3 minutes ahead.
Yeah, all because Leno elected to check those last couple chests in Turtle Rock. Chests 4 through 7, no big key, just a bunch of small keys for the most part. Although there's like 6 GT keys and small keys in chests.
Yeah, I think there's six of them, I think is the correct number. I could be wrong.
Number 8, energy tank, which I'm not going to say no to.
No, that's... we have a significant amount of energy tanks too, so that's going to be nice to have. Especially considering we're going to be doing Mother Brain without gravity, so damage reduction is going to be a little bit less.
Bressingham going with boomerang strats here to try and get up to the teleporter.
Nito is headed into Lower Norfair.
Yeah, he's picked up Various Suit. He's going to kill Ridley. Just finish off the last Super Metroid boss. Still is looking for Bo, though. How convenient is Cathedral getting out of here? Ridley?
It's pretty convenient. You can go through it.
Yeah, I wonder if he might actually do that. And Nito is now picking up those silvers. Alright, chest number... I think this is 10 through 13 here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Still no big key. Oh, Thornetto is electing to snail clip here. I don't think we saw this yet.
I don't believe we did.
He's trying to use X-ray scope buffer strats here.
That did not work. I don't know if you can do it suitless or not. I have no idea.
I don't think it's possible, actually. Even with high jump boots. Oops.
That mini Helmosaur was like, nope. Nope, not today, boy.
Now he's got to worry about the hard hat beetle and...
Luckily, the invincibility frames last long enough for you to pass through it without getting any issues. And he's gonna powder Bob to death, and Thornado just took another death. I don't know where he was.
He's in Meridia. It was the sand pits. I think he just literally got bodied by the snail. Yeah,
That's right. The snail's hurt.
Yeah, these have been surprisingly evil snails today. Meanwhile, we introduce you folks to the play Armos on Ice.
And the play's over.
And we thank you for watching. Blue Rupee. compass, and missiles. So to the
Man.
right we go.
It's actually getting closer and closer to my number. That's kind of convenient. We only got 5 checks left.
Yeah, we're past mine now because 16 was mine. Looks like Leno decided not to go. Well, actually, we didn't get a key anyway, so we couldn't have
I
gone
think
right.
it was 16, 17, and 18 was the ones we just saw.
Well, no, we have the 4 on the right plus tile room, so... Oh, no, yeah, you're right. 16, 17,
Yeah.
18. So, yeah, 4 on the... 4
So
on
this
the...
will be 19 through 21 here.
Well, no, this will be 18 through 21.
18, sorry, 18 through 21. I can't count today, apparently.
Yeah, neither can I. It's all right.
Well, with everything else in this seed tile room, it would be expected. This seed's been incredibly rude with every placement of its items.
Pretty much.
Teen... 19! Holy cow! I was right!
And amongst all of that, no Pegasus boots.
So where are they? Armos Knights? It kind of have to be at this point. Like,
Good question.
could be
Unfortunately,
in tile room. They could be up here.
They could be in the top 4, yeah. The closest guess we have for our big key guessing game is Kendaset. I apologize if I'm butchering that pronunciation. Who guessed 18? Closest guess we got.
Chat saying that Armos had a second sword. Are you kidding me? So there was 2 swords in Eastern Palace?
Oh my.
Why, game? Why would you do that? So where... Shack Tool, maybe? I don't have any idea.
Maybe. I mean, we still have the top 4 here, so...
Are we going to see them? That's the question.
That is actually a very good question. Because, yeah, Bressingham just decides to skip right past him, which I would think he would probably, because there's not much he can pick up that would do him any favors. Bottles aren't.
He's not going to look for. He's not going to look for a gold sword. He's already got silvers. It is possible the boots are on the green pendant. That is true. No, I lied. I lied. No, it can't be, because the green pendant is boots locked. Sorry.
Meanwhile, Ridley down for Nidorific, and that's his last Super Metroid boss.
He just needs to find his bow hidden in the cathedral. This time Big's chest was map or compass.
Map, I think. I think we saw compass. It was dungeon item, point being. Yeah, Hammer was super late anyway, so that wasn't gonna get checked.
Yeah, that's getting left.
Oh, Leno is gambling tile room here a little bit early, and that's not going to help unless
Well, at least
Boots
we'll
just
see
so
what
happen
it
to be in
is.
here.
It'd be really cool if boots were there. Thornado, okay. So like Nidorific, only Thornado. I gotcha.
Yeah, admittedly, I'm terrible with names, so I would not be surprised if I was ending up bungling a lot of these. But that's why I
Yeah.
rely on the brilliant folks in chat who do know to correct us.
I am never afraid to admit that I was wrong. I just assumed it was like tornado, like the weather phenomenon. I'll call him Thornado. That's fine. I appreciate the correction. Thank you.
All right, Bressingham through the first torch puzzle on his way up to the second. Leno's just gotten the big key and is probably going to turn right around and go for the top. So yeah, now there's a bit of a few minutes gap here between Bressingham and Leno. And he is checking the final 4.
If it's not here, then I am speechless. I would have no idea where they could be.
Yeah, because at this point, we've pretty much full cleared the whole game.
Shack
Besides,
Tool would be
Shack
like the
Tool.
only thing we haven't seen.
Track tool and plasma beam.
We saw a plasma beam from somebody, I think.
I think actually, yeah, I think you're right. I think we saw a plasma beam at one point.
We saw a tile room. Tile room was not it either.
Just a small key. There they are.
Of course, of course,
What
of
a
course.
spot for Pegasus boots.
One broom away from never needing them again. That's fantastic. Thanks, game. This seed is terrible.
Oh, it was already terrible as soon as we learned we had to hell run. Heck, it started getting terrible as soon as AGA 1 was confirmed required. Pretty sure that's only a double for Bressingham.
Oh my god. Moldorm's final possessions. Here you go. The boots that you no longer need.
Oh, I cannot wait until we get these two in particular up here for their interview.
This is a great seed. This is why I like doing commentary with you, because we get trash like this way too often.
We do. Meanwhile, there's Neaterific's bow.
So now Neaterific's in go mode. Yeah, or bow mode. Hey.
Yeah, I'm not sure
He
if
went straight
Thornito-
there, so I don't know if he knew it was there and forgot, or just got lucky.
I'm not sure that Thornito is still trying to do this snail clip, and yeah, it's just not possible suitless. Because yeah,
At this point, he's probably just saying like, "I know I'm not winning this. I might as well have fun."
And meanwhile, Ganon talking about a nice breakfast for your incredible insides. Well, yeah, my insides are incredible, but not in the way you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Tempered Sword, few slashes each phase. Shouldn't be too difficult.
Not at
Bressingham's
all.
on 14 hearts right now, red mail. Full magic.
Half magic silvers. We're good. We just have to have Ganon cooperate.
Yeah, and I've seen that go wrong too at one point or another.
Yeah, he's
recently
kind of
through
a
the
bully.
tournament. Yeah, it should be noted that things like the AGA 1 blue balls and the Ganon teleports are not the same for each runner.
Did you find the arrows in Norfair lower? Yes, we did.
That's a
Here, here, have one.
that's a update of version 11, right? That Ganon's a little more specific with the
I
arrow
think
hint.
so. Yeah. Here, why don't you have another one? There, pal. Catch.
One more to go for this, and Bressingham will have the first boss, first
That's
final
your
boss.
okay. We gotta wait for our single G's. We gotta wait for him to cross the bridge first, because that 1x3 bridge is treacherous. But we can get ready to get our single G's in jet.
I think it's pretty safe now. Single G.
I've seen it go wrong.
I
we go.
have seen strange things happen, for sure.
Yes, for sure. People falling off the bridge right there that's terrible, because you have to fight Ganon again. He doesn't stay dead for whatever reason. He's like Ridley. He keeps coming back.
It really would have been more entertaining if he had different text for the second fight, and he just said, like, really? The Triforce was right there, dude.
It's like, how did you mess that up? Alright, now we have one final obstacle standing in our way, and that would be Mother Brain.
Indeed.
Something dingus. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I already like it when he calls you a dingus. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. The game also calls you a dingus if it's a mystery seed and it's a pedestal goal.
So, one of our trackers said that Bressingham would trip over those arrows on his way down to Mother Brain.
Oh, yeah, because he, I think he already passed him.
Oh, he tripped on him. He stopped and got him.
Oh, he did?
By accident. I don't know if he ran straight into him. So, yeah, they called it.
Based on what I'm seeing, that wasn't a trip. That was a face plant.
Yeah,
He was airborne.
That was intentional.
We're gonna have to give him trouble for that in the interview.
Here we are in GI Track City, where we're going to hear all the gurgling and bubbling of a GI track.
Ah, these must be the incredible insides that Ganon was referring to.
Now, this could be that. Could also be Anatomy Park, from a certain TV show. That if you don't know what it is, I'm not going to bring it up.
I have a hunch I might know what it is, but I'm not 100% sure.
I turned myself into a pickle.
No, I don't remember. No, I think you lost me there.
Yeah, the sprite Bressingham's using is a Hyper Metroid ROM hack sprite. He's only got the various suit, so you can't actually see the full suit, but it is a very good suit and a very good ROM hack. It's definitely challenging. I have yet to finish it.
Oh, chat saying it's Rick and I was thinking Ozzy and Drix.
That's Rick and Morty for sure. One of my favorite TV shows of all time. That's why in the Link to the Past randomizer, I always use the Rick sprite, just because it's Rick.
Yeah, I know we've been talking about the Hyper Metroid sprite, but yeah, the number of overall, oh, no, baby skip. The number of sprites, overall in both games is, astounding, especially Super Metroid. Well,
yeah.
Numbers-wise, Link to the Past, I think.
Number-wise, Link to the Past is insane. There's, 300 or 400 of them now.
I'm also betting Nitorific wished he had that plasma beam about 3 hours earlier.
Yeah, it doesn't do him any good now.
No,
but the Super Metroid sprites take a lot of work because there's so many different positions you have to program in, and it's crazy. It's beyond the amount of the sprite motions I thought you would need. There's hundreds of them, I guess. And down goes Ganon for Lenofus.
And get a single. I think from that position it's relatively safe. Get a single G in chat for Lenofus, as it's now just a run to Torian at this point.
Yep, and he is just minutes behind Bressingham Voigt.
Yeah, honestly, barring some major disaster here on Mother Brain, this really is Bressingham's race to lose.
Well, he's not going to go for stand-up glitch because he doesn't have charge beam, so he's not going to soft lock the baby there.
Yeah, I think the worst thing that could happen right now is he accidentally over damage boosts. Or just, you get the idea.
Yeah, because he's not using gravity, the damaging down could be different. I think Lenofus actually picked up the 10 arrows earlier, so he's not going to have the opportunity to trip on those in Terminator Room.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Mother Brain is one ugly beast.
Oh, he didn't trip over the arrows.
Wow, okay, I was wrong. Yeah, remembering something that insignificant 3 hours later is pretty impressive.
I actually also just realized you technically could have waited to pick up Bo a little bit. But, oh well. Because you could have waited, because there was nothing Bo locked that was particularly important. Just Pod's Crystal, that was about it.
Just crystals, and that's it. Here's the rainbow beam. Taste the rainbow.
Yeah, Bressingham's health just actually okay. It might just be because Various Suit. So Mother Brain's minimum energy threshold for cutscene mode is a little higher.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Because usually that she doesn't do that unless you're down to 1 energy tank. Or your last
Brain
tank.
power. The rainbow. I like that. Taste the rainbow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Chat's always coming up with the coolest things to
Meanwhile,
say.
Leno's getting hugged a lot by the Metroids and almost does not have enough health now to finish.
He does have
He's got-
reserves.
Yeah, I think these are the last Metroids, but
He's got one more room with them.
his pause menu is not reloading.
Leno, what happened? What the heck was that?
Okay.
What was that?
All right, that's +1 question for the interview.
I've never seen that happen before.
He must have just used audio cues. Oh!
No! Oh no!
He's got to go all the way back to the ship.
That's unfortunate.
That's a big F in the chat.
Yeah, that's I have to pay respects, guys. That hurts. I don't understand that reference, but let's do it anyway.
I think it's from a specific moment in Call of Duty. If you play it on PC.
Call of Duters. Okay. It's definitely duty, that's for sure.
Oh, this seed? Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, this is one of the worst seeds we've had in a while, Captain.
I was about to say, Leno, please do not trip over the arrows. It's like you got it the first time.
Speaking of which, yeah, Bressingham's on the way out. The planet's going to explode in about 3 minutes if we don't get out of here in time, so it's time to go, go, go!
I don't think we have to worry too much about that at this point.
The real question is, will he save the animals?
I
Probably not.
don't think so.
I don't know very many people who do.
Yeah, I think Link Force likes to save the animals.
Link Force is about the only person I know who saves them on a regular basis. If only this was crowd control, yeah, we could send him a baby hug and have him walk out of here slowly.
Oh, jeez.
Crowd control Super Metroid is hilarious to watch. It really is. He gets a nice shine spark up the escape shaft to get out of here quicker.
Yeah, he's actually waltzing out of here with not as much energy as you would think for post Mother Brain.
Well, it hurts when you don't have the gravity suit. Ladies and gentlemen, finishing in first place on the restream and second place overall, we have Bressingham finishing with an SRL time of 3:26.58. First place was Ace001 or Ace08187 with an official SRL time of 3:11.34, and we've had one forfeit so far, and that would be Asder forfeiting.
Oh my. That's not a name I typically see with a forfeit next to it. Not gonna lie.
Definitely, I thought the same thing when I saw him forfeit. I was like, what? But it could be he was just no longer having fun. I've heard, just if you're not having fun, why bother to continue, right?
Oh, chat's saying he tried to do the Grand Hell run like 3 times.
Oh, yeah, that's worthy enough to that's worthy enough for me to rage quit. I would for sure.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's horrible. We'll see if we can get Bressingham in here for an interview. He probably wants to go scream to the heavens about how terrible this seed was.
Well, he's gonna scream even louder when we tell him about Gravity Suit. And for those of you
Vito's making his way through Ganon's Tower now.
Yeah, he's about to pick up the big key right about now.
Look, he knew it was there, and Lenofist just did a Crystal Flash. He's not stopping by the recharge station. He's still, after a Crystal Flash, he still has enough ammunition to kill Mother Brain. That's insane.
And this is with Charge Beam, we would like to point out.
Yeah, so he's set. He's super set. Answer chat. Gravity Suit was on Cold Stare in Pendant Ice Palace. And we are joined by Bressingham Voigt. GG's Bressingham.
GG.
All right, so your thoughts on the seed? Why don't we just start with that?
It was really interesting. It was a hard seed. It's funny because the hammer and ice. Like I feel like everyone did all of Suitless Meridia before doing that.
All right, so you want to know what the biggest? So you want to know where Gravity Suit was?
Yes.
It was on Cold Stare.
Oh wow.
Hey, you were mere rooms away from it.
Wow.
So yeah.
So did Nito, was he in go mode without gravity and then or
I think so. He actually was.
Nito got gravity before he went to Dragon, I think.
Yeah, then he went to Dragon and got Various Suit, so he was probably thinking about doing the Grand Hell run, but ultimately got Various Suit off Dragon before that happened. So
I'm also wondering where is Charge?
Pyramid Fairy.
Pyramid Fairy.
Nice.
Yeah, that's I mean, with the yeah. How about those boots? Those Pegasus boots.
That was amazing. I was so happy. I was like, wait, this is the only reason I've been opening chests in here, and it's gonna save me like 1 second in the last stretch. It's not even that good. I don't know.
So we gotta tell you, you and Leno were basically both meeting up around the time you were entering Turtle Rock. So by the time you had finished off, I think you were finishing off Pod and Leno was finishing off Ridley. Either that or the other way around. You two both entered Turtle Rock within a couple of seconds of each other. And that was your last dungeon. You were neck and neck. Leno decided to check the vanilla Big Key chest and Mimic Cave. And also routed GT a little bit differently. He did Tile Room before doing Full Right. So that was one of the major time difference. And then Leno, I think, took a KO in Torian.
Yeah, he died shortly after the last Metroid room.
Yeah, he died to the side hoppers.
Those guys are really mean.
Yeah, I guess that'll happen if you have one suit and no ice. You have to just take a ton of Metroid damage.
Yeah. Yeah, you were lucky. You were lucky to check Magic Bad for Ice Beam, so that saved you a lot of trouble. It gave you all the Suitless Meridia. The game gave you all the Suitless Meridia keys too. Like we had High Jump, Grapple, not Grapple, Ice, and Spring Ball. So we could have not full clear, but we could have done a lot of Suitless Meridia, but not the case.
Yeah, the one like routing thing I wish I hadn't done is I wish I hadn't gone back to Suitless Meridia before Ice, but like
sorry, we gotta stop you for a second.
Nito is not happy with those Pegasus boots.
Yeah. Where were those when I needed them?
Meanwhile,
3.5 hours ago.
Leno has taken Mother Brain down. He's now on the escape.
Oh, so chat wants to know.
Bressingham already answered that.
Oh wait, he did. He answered it in chat.
He answered it in chat. Yeah, we were gonna. Chat wanted us to ask you about those 10 sticks you tripped over on the way to Torian, but you already know that stuff.
Well, I was saying how you were airborne when you landed on them, so it was really less tripping, more like face planting.
That was you swan dive right into those things.
Yeah, that was funny.
So, what was your favorite thing about this seed, and your least favorite thing about the seed?
Okay. My favorite thing, space jump is nowhere to be found, and it's high jump and speed. So that's like it's very fast, but it's like different than space jump. I like high jump and speed, and that like never happens in normal. And my least favorite was just the hammer. That's just silly.
Yeah, honestly,
we,
I think
we still have no idea where Space Jump is either.
Yeah.
I gotta be somewhere, maybe desert. I don't know.
it's either on Landmolus or Green Pendant, Shack
Shack
Tool,
Tool.
or
There's
the
not very many
Aqueduct.
places. There's not very many places it could be. And ladies and gentlemen, coming in second place on the restream, and third place overall is Lenifis with an official SRL time of 3:34.21. Get your GGs in chat for Leno.
Oh yeah, chat brings up a good point. The boots checks get thrown in there with that GT, with those GT Pegasus
Yeah,
boots.
that's true, but we're never gonna find it. And joining us is Lenifis. GG Leno. Maybe.
GG.
So, do you want to know where gravity was?
Well, it either had to be on the dig spot behind the shovel from the laser bridge in Turtle Rock or somewhere in early Meridia where I did not do suitless.
You are
neither.
incorrect. It was on Cold
Uh-oh.
Stare.
Oh. After I noped out. That's just perfect.
Yep.
You're not the only one, so don't feel bad.
And we kind of saw that coming too, because it was like, well, you already killed Dragon, might as well not bother with the gravity suit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's
I
get a
see-
single G in chat for Nitorific, who just took down the Big Pig. Sorry to cut you off there, buddy.
I was just going to say, I see everyone else on Restream found the ice beam. Where was that at?
Magic Bat.
Bat.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
That's stupid Magic Bat.
I would have saved you a death in Torian for sure.
That would have saved me a few things. Yeah, that, okay. Huh. Well, I have some words for that. Where's my emotes? There we go.
And also, Nitorific also found Screw Attack, which was in Spike Cave.
Cave, yeah.
I was thinking Spike Cave was gonna be my next check. If I saw the big key was on the torch in Ganon's tower, I was just gonna nope on out and check Spike Cave real quick just to see what that was.
And Thornito just got eaten by the sand spikes outside of Dragon's room.
Yeah, he's
Thornito
been,
has been having a very difficult time today. The seed has not been nice to him.
yeah, especially since it really was a hard mode seed. Because I think by the time you had the ability to hell run, by the time you guys hell run to Bubble Mountain and found Cathedral Bow, you only had like 6 or 7 energy tanks maximum.
Mm-hmm.
So Bow was not an easy pickup, and in Tornado's case, yeah, wasn't pleasant.
Thornito had 4 energy tanks when he was trying for that. He died multiple times trying to get the bow.
Yeah, and only 1 reserve too, so we only had the bare minimum Bubble Mountain energy.
Ouch.
I have no idea how that jump works, but that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
So, Bressingham, you actually were the one to go to Aga right away without not even bothering to go to Eastern. That ended up being a good call after all, it seems.
Yeah, I was just trying to be really aggressive, and the one thing that I forgot where high jump was, but if it was pre-Dark World, then you could have skipped Aga, but I think it was in Dark World. Can't remember.
I think it was in Village of Outcasts somewhere. I'm not 100%
It
sure.
was in the big chest of Hera, I think. No, not the big chest. It was in the
The small one.
parlor
So
chest.
that was behind the mirror from Dark World. So
Yeah,
definitely
so-
no way to get the myths out of Norfair Reserve.
No, it was impossible. So, yeah, that was a nasty chain for Morph Ball too. Overall, let's not kid ourselves there.
Yeah, I really wish that I had turned around when I found the mirror in Skull. I had thought of it just a little bit too late to just go get Graveyard Ledge before going south. That would have been really nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to state that we have another forfeit here. It's Athelius has officially forfeited from the race. I don't blame him. I mean, this seed kind of sucks, straight up.
Yeah, Aga Hell Run required. Aga 1 Hell Run. Sorry, mixing terms. Almost
I think he
boots
had-
in the trolliest spot possible.
Oh my god. Validation boots.
Pretty much.
I mean,
Yeah.
Nobody checked
Yeah.
Shack Tool though.
if I would have found Space Jump, I probably would have gone there at some point. But
I'm thinking that's where Space Jump is.
Yeah, because
be.
we're running out of locations where it could have been besides the GT boots checks.
It's not in GT because we saw every single chest there. Thanks to Leno's excellent tile room play.
Always bet on tile room. Wait, no, never bet on tile room. Never, 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 never.
You're thinking Croc, which even then, today was not the seat to bet on Croc for a change.
Yeah, Crockemeyer had nothing at all.
Croc had no Grapple wasn't even at Croc in French Vanilla. That was
It was in Wave Beam.
Yep. Yep, Croc had all or nothing today.
So did Rex Ship.
Yeah, Rex Ship was barren, Croc was barren. I think Kraidslayer was pretty barren too.
Yes.
I feel like there was nothing anywhere.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
everything
much
was
how it was.
Really, the big seed exploder was Ice Palace, because technically Suitless Meridia wasn't even required.
Yeah, if you had just killed Cold Stare while you were there, you know.
Well, I knew that with finding the hammer where it was, I think it was an Ice Tea, I knew there were still two more items in play. One all the way back at the map room when I did Icebreaker, and then the other one on Cold Stare. You're like, you know what? These are both completely out of the way. I don't even want to bother. I'm just out of here. I didn't care what was on Cold Stare at that point.
Was that your go mode, Lena? The hammer?
No. I was still looking for a suit at that point. I had not found Varia or Gravity.
Oh.
Thank you, Dragon. Thank you, Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had already killed Dragon by then, so I was just in go mode.
yeah. We honestly thought we were gonna see a grand hell run from at least one of you, considering if you did Ridley first before Dragon. Not the case.
Yeah, I knew with my energy it was going to be very, very tight. I wasn't going to chance it until I found at least a couple more tanks. That's why I didn't do it.
That's what we
Then,
figured, because yeah, the game wasn't the most energy tank generous. It was certainly the most missile tank generous. I mean, can we talk about that? Like the first 20 minutes being nothing but missiles.
Pretty much, yeah. I think I found, what did I end up with, 140 or something like that at the end? It was,
140 or
crazy.
160.
Some ridiculously high number. I mean, Nidorific's on 135.
Tornado's about to get his Varia suit.
Well, that's
He's not happy.
nope. But does have the flash suits on standby. I think.
It looks like blue suit, but it's kind of hard. I don't know.
He's got speed echoes for sure.
Yeah, he's got blue suit.
Okay.
Oh, he's doing. Okay, he's gonna do grapple escape.
He's probably gonna do grapple escape and then blue suit out of the way after that, out of the room after.
He's got morph ball bomb. Oh, it's underwater. Never mind. I derped.
Yeah. Morph balls
That
are not.
doesn't work. That doesn't work without gravity suit.
Morph balls are a can fly, not a can swim. Although he's gonna burn all of his reserves at this rate, just because of all the grapple feedback damage.
It's not. Oh, there he goes. That is so cool. I don't know how that works, but it's so cool. And Nidorific taking down Mother Brain. He's now on his way out to get out of this planet before it blows up. I would hope that Tornado goes and saves right now. That'd be my biggest hope. Yeah, okay.
He's
Good
going.
choice.
Yeah.
Good choice. You don't want to do this again.
Yeah,
Nope.
I think I got stuck in the sand twice just getting out. That's why I safety saved, because I knew this was a possible thing that could happen, and I've had it happen to me a few times before.
That sand is very unfriendly.
Every time I do suitless Dragon, I just assume I'm gonna die in the sand at least once.
Not a
It's
bad
always
plan. That's just that stuff. It should hurt less than it does for sure.
Well, it should, because technically you would have both suits, but
I mean, ideally you'd have space jump, so you don't even have to land down there.
true. But yeah, it looks like we're wrapping this one up for Neaterific, ladies and gentlemen. Neaterific is going to finish 3rd place amongst our restream and 4th place overall with a time of 3:44.38. So the runners you see finishing in the same order as the community participants.
Very well done.
Yeah, this was definitely seed. There wasn't really much in the way of sequence break potential, but
No,
well,
not really.
Except for the Varia suit, obviously. But
And we are joined by Neaterific. GG's, Nito.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah, this was a rough one for sure.
High jump boots are the heralds of misery.
But they were the only thing that gave you vertical height movement today, because we never found space jump.
Well, they were morph bombs.
True, we had those early. We had those before we had Morph Ball itself, I think.
Yep,
The only hard trick.
technically yes. Because, yep, could have skipped Suitless Meridia if you just went all the way to Cold Stare.
Yep.
We did see, though, that you were pretty frustrated with that Varia suit placement, not to mention the boots.
It's like, I think the only thing worse than the Eldritch chest is powder. It's such a slap in the face.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the big ones.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Although, you ended up, it's funny, because you actually have, Leno and Bressingham are missing some spots on their trackers that you filled in all of. Like, they didn't get Gravity Suit. Bressingham didn't get Charge Beam, and Leno didn't get Ice Beam.
And
Where was
nobody
I?
got Screw Attack.
I had that earlier.
Well,
I
yeah,
think.
well, Nita was, you're the only one who got Screw Attack.
That was Spike Cave, I think.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of in a jerk spot.
Everything in this game was was in a jerk spot.
Just after mitts, I followed them hard to everywhere except Ice Palace. I was like, they can't be progression independent Ice Palace with no hammer, right?
Surprise!
Yep.
Wrong answer. Charge Beam was in Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I felt when I found that, I felt pretty good about, okay, I'm pretty close to go mode. If I find a suit, that'll be awesome. Varia would be the preferred suit. I could live with Gravity. But once I found Charge, I felt like I was in a pretty good position. I thought my routing in general for the first hour and a half was pretty good.
Found morph pretty early. Besides
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, the chain for Morph Ball was certainly not a pleasant one.
I don't even remember where. Oh yeah,
It was in
Mirror
Graveyard Ledge.
Mirror locked on Graveyard Ledge. That's right.
After Mirror in Big Key chest of Skull would have said, it's in Graveyard Ledge. It has to be.
Yeah, it's a double dip required Skullwood because your Fire Rod was Morph Ball locked in Brinstar.
Yep. I just knew it. It's like, the worst place it can be is Graveyard Ledge. And hey,
What do you know? And then doing that, you got your Ice Rod off of Bumper Ledge too.
Upper Cave
Upper
Ledge.
Ledge.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys all breathed a sigh of relief when you realized that you didn't have to go Ice Rod hunting today.
Yeah, that was a nice thing. Although I was more worried about the boots than I was anything. Once I found that hammer, so like, okay,
Yeah,
I already know Desert Boots locked, and this could be bad.
Only thing that went well for me is I stayed out of the pendant dungeons. well, the pendant dungeon. Desert, I went as far to get a second sword in the Eastern, and I bailed out.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
and
there was a third sword on the Armos Knights in Eastern too. So
What was on Armor's Knight? Sorry.
another
the
sword.
last sword.
There were two
Nice.
swords in Eastern.
Yep.
Yeah.
The last sword was on Armos
Wow.
Knights. All
Wow.
three of you got
Wow.
all three of you got the other 3 swords, which were the other 3 swords. To be fair, were very conveniently placed.
Yeah, for sure.
Huh.
This isn't the first time I
Okay.
get baited by high jump boots on restream. Like at one point, there was months ago, but it was a hard restream, and I had all the Suitless Meridia, or I had the mushroom turn in. I chose Meridia. It was a mushroom.
That's awful.
One time you don't go for density. Meridia had nothing except book. And
Yeah, and even then, Book didn't do a lot of favors either. I think it had Book. It had. Yeah, no, that's it. It had Book.
Yeah, book was it, and book did not do anything.
Yeah, I don't remember who checked the tablets, but the tablets
I did.
weren't any good.
Missile Pack at Ether and Bugnet at Bumps.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, the book gave you swag, so I guess that's a bonus.
I guess. I don't know. I was pretty tilted by that point.
We imagine a lot of people were tilted during the majority of this run.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
this
try
was
to
not the
understand
most
that.
friendly seeds that we've had.
Yeah, I mean, usually in my experience, hard mode seeds end up putting stuff a little closer together because you have to do these hard mode tricks, so you end up getting progression closer together with less equipment. But not the case today. It was all over.
Yeah, this was awful. Gentlemen, do you have any final thoughts before we close things up?
I've actually got a few questions. Since I was on Restream, when was I relative to Nito and Bressingham going into Ice Palace to get the hammer? Because I knew that was one of the last locations I was going to go. Because I pretty much did a full Dark World loop, just doing other stuff.
I'm honestly not 100% sure on that one.
I don't remember when you went in there in comparison to the other two. I do know that you and Bressingham were in Turtle Rock at about the same exact time. You were 2 seconds ahead of him when you first entered Turtle Rock, and then you took the detour to Mimic Cave and the lava chest, and that's what gave Bressingham the boost to get in first place.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you were actually. You were the chat is pointing out you were the first one to have hammer.
Whoa. I'm gonna have to watch this one back then, because this one sounds
It's a good race. It really was. It's just the item placement was terrible.
Yeah, and especially after we started, after we got to Dark World, things really started amping up. But like first 30 minutes, it's just missile here, missile there. So, and here's our AGA 1 access. That's something nobody wants to see.
Yeah, this game was just the seed was just screaming Aga, because your lamp was in Link's house, I think. You got a sword early, you found Cape early, and a second sword was in Eastern. So you had like 3 different ways to get to Aghanim within 15 minutes. So it's pretty much like, okay, don't even bother putting it off. Just get it done. Take your hook shot. Just do Dark World stuff, because that turned out to be item density, and I guess that worked out.
I think the lamp was actually in Thieves' Hideout. Link's house, I think, had supers.
Oh. Okay.
Or was it Chicken Hut?
No, it wasn't Chicken Hut. It was definitely Thieves' Hideout.
It was 3.5 hours ago, man. I can't remember. I can't remember what was happening 3.5 hours ago. Lamp was in the forest. It was in the Thieves' Hut. Yeah, the drop down.
Oh,
That's
no.
right.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Well,
right.
Nito,
Thanks,
Bressingham. Nito, Bressingham, GG guys. This sounded like it was a pretty good race. I'm looking forward to watching this one back.
Same.
It was definitely entertaining for sure.
It was a lot of fun. Thanks for all the commentators and all the crew, restreamer and trackers. You guys are amazing.
No problem, and thank you guys for running. You three and our fourth restreamer, Tornado, put on a fantastic show this afternoon. So definitely give all four of our runners this afternoon a follow. And if you are looking for more speed gaming action this afternoon, we have our Link to the Past Daily Race Open Weekly going on Speed Gaming Channel 4. And in just 15 minutes, we will be continuing the Link to the Past Randomizer Spoiler Log Tournament. Sir Link-a-Lot versus Oace 28. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. A few Castlevania Aria of Sorrow randomizers in play, as well as some more Super Metroid. There is a lot going on this evening, so yeah, we invite you folks to check us out for that. We should be back with the Link to the SMZ3 combo randomizer.
There's definitely a weekly tomorrow night, but I don't know if there's any tournament races between now and then.
Yeah, that we're not sure if that's going to be restreamed. We'll get back to you folks on that one. With that said, Semper, thanks for joining me on the mic today. It was a pleasure, as always.
Fun to do comms with you, Captain.
And also, we want to shout out our trackers, Hugo J. Maya and Melee Wizard. Excellent job today, especially considering how explosive the seed got once we finally got to Dark World and Ice Palace.
Yes, indeed.
And with that said, we wish you all a good rest of your afternoon/evening. Have a take care, and we will see you next mission.
See you next mission, everyone.